Sorry, let me get some lo-fi on and just set the mood.
That's a good idea. I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
Wait, there's a playlist called like just tunes to listen to in quarantine. Oh, it's this one. Chill beats to quarantine too.
God damn it.
Okay, let's start. God, how do you even start this? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Yonaka Tea Time.
That was so bad. Oh my god. I thought it was kawaii
That
as
was a
fuck.
little
You
too
did good.
excited. You're like, you're just like, wow, you guys want to talk about trauma today? Because that's what we're gonna do.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Yonaka Tea Time. Last week, I was diagnosed with daddy issues. Let's talk about that.
Gonna throw up.
Great episode. Next. See you next week. Okay, bye.
Okay, for serious.
Episode over.
For serious though, let's
Welcome
not
to
talk about
another
my daddy.
episode of Yonaka Tea Time. Welcome back, guys. Woo!
Welcome back.
Howdy. Howdy. Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. No back. We're
welcome,
a Weeb
no back.
podcast.
Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome no back. Welcome first.
Welcome front.
Is that trademarked? Trademark that.
I'm trademark
I like
it.
that.
Hashtag trademark.
Okay. Hashtag trademark.
If you guys don't know what Yonaka, if this is your first time here, we're a Weeb podcast that talks about Weeb stuff, but also
Real life stuff.
Yeah, real life stuff.
Yeah.
Sad things that matter in the real world.
You got like the nice anime, and then you got the real.
Yeah, I spaced out because I don't know anything outside of Weeb things. We release episodes, new episodes monthly, and we rotate. So last
do.
week was Anthong's episode. This week is my episode. The week after that is a live stream.
Oh yeah.
And then it's Julie's episode.
Month.
Month. Last week.
See, we all do. We've all been doing. I did it last
Every
month.
time.
I almost said
Time
that.
doesn't mean anything during quarantine.
It doesn't.
Time
But
is
yeah,
nothing.
next month is going to be a
We're
live
still-
stream. If you guys want to check out more info, you could do so in our social media. But where are we going to be live streaming, by the way? Is it going to be your account or is it going to be the new
It'll be
account?
the new account. It'll be the new
gonna be the
Yonaka
new
Tea
one.
Time account.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, you are probably listening to it on our new account. Yay, on our new channel. Make sure you ring the bell because we're going to have our live streams here and upload all future episodes here. Aside from YouTube, you can also find us everywhere that podcasts are streaming, like Spotify and Stitcher and Ditcher?
The other ones.
Apple Podcasts.
Ditcher. And Anchor.
Anchor.
Did you say that?
Anchor. Thank you, Anchor, for helping us host this because we do upload on Anchor, I
And
think.
the podcasts come out on like those platforms first.
Yeah,
It's
they
YouTube
come out
later.
on those first. So make sure you're following us
yeah.
there. Also, make sure you leave a review on Apple Podcasts to let us know if,
Yeah.
there's anything you want
The
us to
last
talk
time I
about.
checked was like a year ago, and there was like 3 reviews, and one was
Whoa.
really sweet, made me
There
cry.
are reviews?
Yeah.
And then I stopped
Like
crying.
actual
There are-
reviews?
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Wait, they're all really. Well, I haven't checked since. I don't know. People could hate us now, but when I
Are we
looked
like
a year
Rotten
ago, they
Tomatoes?
loved us.
We're all fresh? Cool.
Anyway, so I'm Reichi. I'm hosting the podcast right now, and I am drinking coffee. Black coffee. I don't take it with cream or sugar.
Yes.
That's hot.
Yes.
Anthon goes next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anthon. I have blue hair now, and I'm drinking water because I can see my veins a little too much in my arms, so I need to hydrate myself more.
It's weird because
That's
you
a
also have
side
a blue
effect
cup.
of working in Starbucks, right?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
What was blue? Yeah, blue. My veins are blue.
Like
and
your
yeah,
hair. Wow. Color
Yeah.
coordination.
Yeah. I see my
Hell
bathtub
yeah.
today. Anyways, who are you, girl to my right, on camera, but none of y'all can see it?
I can't see right. Hi, I'm Juby, and I am drinking coffee as well because I am very sleepy. But now I'm like sleepy and awake, so yeah.
Like I said, you're like that meme of the skeleton in the rocking chair, just like going really fast with the glowing eye holes.
Oh my god, that is totally her. But also, on this episode, we have a guest!
Oh my god,
Yay!
a guest!
Introduce yourself, guest!
Our very first guest.
Wow, how exciting. Hi. Yeah, so my name is Karen, aka Demon Dice, and nice to meet you. I'm gonna tell you about my problems today. I know we just met, but yeah, here you go. You guys are all my therapists. So.
Demon
We're
Dice is
excited. Yeah,
perfect.
so
I'm gonna
we are
learn
those people.
all of her trauma and yeah.
yeah, I'm drinking water because my body can't handle anything else. So
Oh yeah.
perfect.
Same,
Yay.
same hat.
That's so valid. Today is
Fantastic.
self-care day, isn't it?
it is. It
Hell
really
yeah.
is.
None of us are
Hell
drinking
yeah.
tea. Should we rebrand to Yonaka
No.
Coffee Time?
No. We
You're
drank
like a
tea in the
water
first
time?
episode, and then our shtick is now we never drink tea again.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Sounds good.
So Karen is our special guest, but she also does other things. So just to promote
do.
Wait,
Karen.
you do other things?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
other things
it's
do you
gonna
do,
be-
Karen?
it's
Karen,
gonna
what
be
other
on
things do you
screen
do?
if you're watching the YouTube video.
Yeah, we'll put
Yeah.
all her links on screen, but she is
Aw,
talented
thanks.
artist and rapper and female.
Thank
she's
you.
so
I am a
cool.
female.
she's so cool. Do you think she likes us?
You're banging. She do be banging.
hope
Her
so.
bangs kind of be banging.
Oh, y'all
Bang it.
are really
yeah,
nice.
she puts out straight up bangers.
She
You
does.
guys are really sweet. I always get like kind of like not really weirded out, but like it's just kind of shocking to me because I liked all y'all's stuff like way before you even approached me. So I'm like, what?
can't
Am I cool
comprehend
enough to
it.
be here?
I physically and mentally cannot comprehend that sentence you just said.
I know, I'm still
blacked
like,
out.
all right, lie.
Like,
Go
Right.
ahead.
Well, that's how it be. Listen, man, that's how it be.
Right.
Hell yeah, look at us. Look at
Yeah.
us. Look at us.
We're not
at us.
doing this meme every single time. Every single time. So, Rachie, Rachie, what's this topic about?
I'm sorry.
Rachel,
Are we
Anyway,
talking about the
so-
topic? Right.
Yeah.
Topic.
We did have
we'll
one
be
of those,
talking
huh?
about childhood trauma. Julie, can you include sparkles here? Thank you.
Yes,
rainbow.
I will.
I was gonna say trauma. Cling,
Thank
cling.
you.
Yeah.
I'll put like a little rainbow over the video too. Look, it's right here.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Aw.
I'm sure.
And
I'm
again,
sure none of our
woo.
listeners know what trauma is or childhood trauma. No one's.
Oh yeah, of
no
course.
one's ever experienced
Yeah.
that.
No.
That's a very
No, 'cause
rare
we live-
experience.
Yeah. We live in a perfect world. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. It's so niche.
Is it
Oh,
niche?
it's-
oh my gosh,
it's
you're
hashtag
right.
so
Who
random.
suffers?
Oh my
Who
god.
suffers? Honestly, what normal people suffer? Come on.
Yeah,
Everything
I
I, see on
know.
Instagram,
I know.
everyone's living perfect lives. Come on now.
Oh my god, right?
How long can I keep
Man.
this facade up before I start crying?
No one can see my face,
very
but I hope
soon.
you all are just looking at me, just like
He's so done with it. Anyway, so I'm sure we all have traumas. I'll try not to make this episode very heavy, but like my other episodes,
every single one. You're girl,
We
you're
believe
like
in you.
4 for 4 now.
it's Dr. Rachie. She's in the house.
Dr. Rachie be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna kill you, give you
I
$200.
just tried to tip my fedora.
Oh.
Honestly, like I wrote up a list and I'm like, what is gonna be like not what is gonna be too much? Let's narrow it down to a couple
Right.
things that are like vague enough that it's not like too much, you know?
Oh
But
my
trauma
God.
is like
Pause.
Yeah.
fucked, man.
We have to pause.
Pause?
I totally forgot to unplug this fucking dehumidifier. No! I'm so sorry, Julie. Hold on.
That's okay.
Stop the fucking presses, everyone.
It's good because we're only
I was like,
a couple
why
minutes
is
in.
that so like that? Oh,
That's fine.
Oh.
I'm glad we caught it early, you know.
yeah. Only 12
But
minutes in.
otherwise,
Hi guys, welcome to Yonaka Tea Time. This is a weed pod.
I'm gonna kill you. Now that you've turned off your dehumidifier
Yeah.
to save my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes, sorry.
Where were we?
I think we should just. I don't know, but we should just lay down some ground rules. Ground rules, not rules. Just
Foundation.
work. What's trauma, right?
What is it?
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Spooky.
So the American
pick me,
psycho.
pick me, pick me, pick
okay,
me,
okay,
pick
okay,
me.
okay, yeah. You, the blue one.
Oh, okay. So trauma, I don't know a lot about it, but I bet it's not good.
Whoa. Whoa, slow
be
down
kinda
there,
bad.
Professor.
Slow down,
because-
man. We haven't gotten there yet.
Because trauma starts with the letter T. You know what else starts with the letter T? Terrible. So.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Wait, what's
I thought of a million other words that started with T.
It's true. I could have
I
went
thought
with a
it
million
titties.
other things. I was gonna say titties or testes.
Testes.
I was gonna say testosterone.
It's bad.
That's cool.
But explain.
That's cool.
Am I
It's
right?
bad.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're just way too ahead of the class.
Oh.
So the
Sorry, I'm
American
advanced.
Psychological Association, yes, you are.
Oh, put me in an AP trauma.
Whoa. Let's not go there right now. Now, right now.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So the American Psychological Association describes it as the emotional response someone has to an extremely negative event.
Terrible.
What do I mean by that? Well, we can break that down.
How
down.
about we go to the next episode? Okay, go.
Rat break, Karen, go. No.
Oh,
Here we
okay.
go. Hey, no freestyle for me. I don't freestyle. Sorry. Anyway, please
okay.
continue.
You know
Please
what?
continue.
Good for
your-
you.
freestyle?
We would have to
Yeah.
pay
Yeah,
you. Only
unfortunately.
work for money.
Yeah.
Donate
Only work for
200
money.
bits to get Karen to freestyle rap.
Hell yeah.
Maybe next time.
What? Yeah. Yeah. Are we doing this on Twitch now?
No,
don't know.
just go home. Okay, just fucking go.
Right? So we can break that down, right? We'll talk about the emotional responses later. Right now, we'll focus on the negative event, right? So how bad do you guys think things have to be counted as a trauma?
Bad.
I'm gonna shop around the room for answers.
I mean,
I have the
well,
right answer, but I'm AP trauma, so I'll let everyone else go first.
Thank
I
you.
mean, personally, what I think when I think of like reasons that things stayed with me and affected me wasn't necessarily that it was like one really, really intense thing, but the way that things were for an extended period of time, whether that be like several years or like a month or even a week, like every time that I think about something really, really bad happening to me, I feel like I kind of got over it. This is just me personally. This is my personal like experience. If something
Yeah.
really bad happened to me, then like I talked to somebody about it, and if it was just one occurrence, like once, and like one of that kind of thing happening, it doesn't really stick with me. But like if I'm like treated a certain way for a long period of time, or like something continued happening over like a period of time, that's like how it stuck with me, I guess. I don't know. That's my answer, personally.
it's like learned. It's like you're learning, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel like I'm very fragile.
Let's
so
just
like
put that
trauma
out there
for
right
me-
now.
Okay, I'm like really fragile. I'm like really fragile. Did you guys
Julie?
know that I didn't even comment. I've never left a comment before until after I made a YouTube channel and started singing. I put out a video of me singing before ever making a comment, liking, or subscribing for anything because I was like that nervous.
Same.
But like, that's just me. I'm very
You want
fragile.
approval.
You
That's
want
valid.
to be if I had one really bad run-in, I will remember it forever.
Oh,
So yeah.
Understandable.
But you know what? I've got a lot of traumas. We'll get there.
We'll
yeah.
get to him.
Get to 'em.
Julie,
get
you're
to
like
'em.
you're like one of those like packages where it's like fragile is like slapped on it 4 times, but you see it on your doorstep and it's like someone stomped on it 28 times.
Yeah,
before
it's
it's
beat
dropped
up.
out.
They,
like, shake it.
It's dented. There's a lot of
FedEx guy
pieces,
punts it.
and it doesn't. You shake it. It sounds like multiple pieces. It's supposed to be one object.
God damn it. That's Julie. I feel that. So,
It's true.
Anthong, what is
What?
trauma to you?
Trauma
know.
to me is something that happens in my life that shapes me drastically in the future, and I can still recall that event even today. That's trauma.
I remember
Unless I
you
repress
telling
it.
me
Unless I
also. Yeah.
Yeah, unless I repress it and then it gets brought up in therapy and then I like start crying again. I don't know.
Yeah. You also told me it's something that like when you think about a year later,
Yeah.
you just like try not to think about it. You're like,
let's not
if
start
there's
that.
if there's something that happened in your life and you can still think about it a year later and it still like makes a pit form in your gut and you actively try to forget about it, that's called trauma.
Oh.
yeah.
It's a big old mood.
Do we all just unearth something locked away just now because
There's
all
like a
of us went-
terabyte. There's like a
Yeah.
terabyte
Yeah.
space in my brain that's like trauma.
It's like one of those
I
like
feel like you just opened a door. Something like
meant
tried
to
to
be
come out, and you're just like,
it's those like black cyclops from Ace Attorney. It's like
yes,
trauma.
like a
Yes.
cyclops.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, the cyclops,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
I start sweating and I start like changing my face and getting shifty. Yes.
Yeah, and you're
That's
also
me.
like 32-bit, 16. I don't know what. Like, that
Hell
was
yeah.
that era.
It's 16-bit.
16, that's what I thought. Okay,
No,
cool.
it's 32.
Is
It's
it?
32.
Oh, okay, it was right. Cool. I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's trauma. Rachie, what's trauma
Yeah,
for you?
that's trauma. Trauma for me, honestly, like I tend to diffuse situations and I tend to cope by humor. Mm-hmm. So
Oh,
it's
do
very
you?
hard for me
Do
to
you?
like. So it's very hard for me to like actually understand and even like recognize what's trauma to me because like I sort of just brush it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Whenever you start getting
it's not
uncomfortable,
until-
you tack an LOL on the end of like everything.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm depressed. LOL.
Yeah. So I don't actually realize it until years later. I'm in therapy and they're like, you have some underlying issues. Like I opened the episode with. Like my
Yeah.
therapist literally said like, you know, you still have trauma from your father. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? No, I don't. What? You have trauma from your
Rachie,
dad.
You and I are like complete opposites, but I completely know where you're coming from, and I respect it.
Do you have mommy
I
issues,
respect
Julie?
it, girl. I've got every
Right.
issue.
Oh, cool. Julie's got
I've got every issue of every
yeah.
issue. I'm a collector.
Oh, cool.
I solved my mommy issues by myself. That one I can put under my belt.
Oh, nice.
Daddy issues, still got to deal with that. But yeah, going back to the question, like when people think about trauma, like they tend to invalidate themselves, right? Just by, you know, it's like how I deal with humor. They think that it has to be like something like insanely horrible, one-time thing, scars them for life, you know, but that's not necessarily true. It doesn't need to be illegal to induce a traumatic response,
Illegal.
right? Illegal, illegal. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like anything like
Yeah.
bad.
Like you
Like
You know,
shot.
murdering
like Karen
someone.
says. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like your parents get murdered in front of your eyes, you know.
Karen, were your parents murdered in front of your eyes?
Am I Sasuke?
No, they weren't actually.
Oh my god.
Well,
Did
I
you,
can't
are you
say that
part
they
of the
were, but-
Uchiha clan? Did you have to test your power?
You caught me.
Oh!
My
Is that what you mean by like
secret.
they're not in Texas anymore? Like you were just lying. They're like
Exactly.
actually in.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Trauma.
Cool. You caught me. You caught my secret.
One Cyclock down. Okay, next question.
1 down, 5 to go. I put up like an animation where she's like in
Right.
Cyclock right now.
Right, yes. Yes. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna commission
Right,
that.
like
I
Karen
want
said,
that.
it can be like a persistent bad feeling
Oh.
that just affects you over time,
Living?
right? And like, you wanna die?
Clearly, why are we having this episode, bitch? Come on. Okay, sorry. Go.
Right. So yeah. So it's important that you don't invalidate those
Yeah.
those negative feelings, no matter how small that you get. Right. Just take a second and just be like, oh, I feel bad. Why?
Feels bad, man.
That's
Yeah.
trauma.
That's
Yeah.
trauma.
I wrote for the second part. How do you know if it's a trauma? And we already wrote that. Like, we think about it, don't address it.
Yeah.
There's that pit in the court of your stomach.
Yeah. The court.
Always.
The food court.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food court.
Yeah.
And then I
It's a
wrote
pig.
savage mode. You develop PTSD from it.
Savage.
God damn it.
The hard mode. The savage mode.
Jesus
It doesn't
Christ.
necessarily. Okay, but like you don't necessarily develop PTSD if you experience trauma. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like a very extreme end of it. So again,
Yeah.
stop invalidating yourself.
Yeah.
I'm invalidating you invalidating yourself.
Yeah.
What's the logic in that?
Reverse Uno card.
Reverse
And-
Uno card it.
I feel like it's really important also that as soon as you like kind of realize that it's something that's making you feel bad, take steps to address it instead of
Yeah.
allowing it to continue, because that's what I did, and that is how I've formed some of the most traumatic times of my life, is because even though I knew that I was in a bad situation, I continued to allow it to happen and not get help, and now I think about those times in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And they make me want to throw up. So
Oh, okay, cool.
as soon as you realize, as soon as you start to realize that this is possibly a traumatic thing, something that could turn into a trauma, take the steps to go and tackle that, you know, is my advice,
Yeah.
I guess.
The thinking doesn't even have to necessarily go that far, right? And we'll get into that later about how to help address trauma and why do we even need to address it in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, Should we talk about why we need to address it now, or should we talk about it later?
I can answer
Would it
that.
make sense now?
Let's talk about addressing it.
Let's talk about that now,
yeah.
yeah. So, why do we even need to address trauma, right? Like, why is it important? Like, I have spent 22 years of my life dealing with it just by laughing, going LOL, closing it behind a door, which is very, very full now. It is bursting at the seams, but I am fine. I am functional, right?
No, yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why, guys? Why can't I just live in peace?
Because your brain be
cognitive-
like, I'm.
Cognitive dissonance is very difficult. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel, you wake up and your brain's
we've
like,
kept
I
it
think
up.
I will cause problems today.
My brain wakes me up like, you're gonna be depressed today. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why? And it's like, suck
Because
it. And I'm like,
because I said
okay.
It's like really difficult though to have your brain
fetch.
essentially doing two different tasks at once, where like one part of your brain is, you know, just dealing with your normal life, and then the other part of your brain is just trying to keep the dam sealed, you know. And like at some points, you know, you'll be at work or doing something and someone says something just in the right way, and it might even just be like, hey, can I get a refill? And you fucking like slap the bitch. Like, yeah.
my dad liked
Yeah.
refills.
Exactly, the dam is gonna leak because it's hard. You're essentially living, you know, trying to live two lives in your brain, and it's taxing. You know,
It is.
you're gonna get
It's very
tired.
taxing. Yeah, no matter how many SSRIs you take,
Oh,
never
SSRI?
going to
girl.
be enough to hold
oh
it back
girl.
all the way. Maybe I just,
Let me tell
I don't
you
know,
about
r
that.
/ suspiciously specific, right?
It's very specific.
But yeah, there are studies that show there are behavioral changes resulting from trauma. Most of it is caused from stress, you know.
Yeah.
As you
Doesn't
know,
it-
stress
doesn't,
changes
like-
a lot in your body.
Question. Doesn't trauma like stunt your growth too? Because
Yes.
it's like you're repressing everything.
It stunts your emotional growth for sure. Like,
yeah.
as soon, yeah. Like, I've experienced in therapy, and I'm just drawing in on my own because I can't generalize for everyone
Yeah.
as well.
That's fine.
It's okay. You're an Aquarius.
I'm an Aquarius, you bastard. I'll kill
I'm
you.
kidding.
Go on.
Such a jab.
Sorry.
Also, Karen, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
Karen, feel free to
Okay.
jump in. Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't want to go over anyone.
No, you're fine. We
Yeah,
always
talk
go
over
over
us.
each other.
Yeah.
Karen,
It's
shout
okay.
over
It's-
us.
Yeah. Yeah, shout over us if you have a point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh
but yeah.
no, you're a Gemini. Sorry, and a Cancer. Bye. That's,
Wow, you know,
Sorry.
and a Cancer. Okay.
Yeah, you're on the cusp.
We're both on the cusp.
Yeah.
Fucking kill you.
But yeah, where are we even going with this? Right. When I was in trauma, I'm still going through trauma.
When I was enrolled in trauma.
When I was in therapy, once I addressed the trauma, I realized, like, hey, I don't actually know how to want things. Like, that seems like such a basic skill, right? But I
Yeah.
never learned it because trauma. So yeah, there are a few like basic skills you think it's regular for a lot of people, but for
Right.
a lot of trauma survivors, like, it's not really a normal thing,
And what sucks
and
is
that's
like,
fine.
and it, you know, trauma happens, and I guarantee you, anyone that's experienced trauma doesn't realize it's trauma until long after the fact that it was trauma.
Yeah, for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
But I
Yeah.
mean, also same thing there. You know, everyone has their own things that like are kind of stunted. You know, a lot of. I feel like at least for me, it's a lot of like communication skills where it's like you have trouble expressing anger. You know, due to things like that, and it actually
Is it because you
start to
think anger is
realize-
unproductive?
yes.
Oh, okay. Are we?
Yes,
Oh,
a
I'm
lot of
sorry,
that.
Rachel. Do you want to get a notepad out? You want to start this therapy session now? This fooled you. It's not trauma.
I mean,
it's
if you want to
Rachel's
go
therapy
there,
time.
but yeah, no, it really was. And like the thing is like you start to realize, oh, you know, the trauma. I thought I was like really keeping it, you know, well hidden, and like I thought I was well adjusted with it. I thought I was living with it well, but I had never addressed it, and I had never really dealt with it. And so really, what it was doing was you know, stopping me from being able to, you know, have better relationships, you know, really go through a lot of developmental stuff that you go through in high school, not just physically, but like emotionally. So yeah, trauma, the sooner you deal with it when you're in a good place and the right time,
and
the
you can
better.
recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I
definitely
feel like
recognize it.
trauma. Is it just me, or do you guys feel like trauma is like at its breaking point? But like when you realize it's bad, is when all this time you thought like, "Oh, I'm fine dealing with this on my own. Like I've done a great job so far," and there's that striking realization through one moment where you're like, "Wait, I'm not doing a good job at this. I'm a disaster. Everything is falling apart around me." And then it's just like, and then it's hell from there. Like it's just like,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
One-way ticket to hell. Trauma center.
Yeah, totally get
Trauma.
that.
Trauma Center.
For the
my
Nintendo
new
Wii.
Final Fantasy 14 character.
And like, I feel like also another thing about like trauma, as you mentioned before, that like you don't have like, you kind of don't really totally develop some of those like basic like emotion, like I don't want to say emotions, but like skills, like you mentioned before, like wanting, right? So that really kind of goes to show that like trauma has the ability to really kind of like warp your thinking. So for example, like if you live for a really long time with someone that continually tells you you're a selfish person, you only care about yourself, etc., like all you do is take from people, then for the rest of your life, when you walk around, you're not going to ask people for anything. People are going to offer you things and you're going to turn them down because you are so traumatized from that experience because you were told for so long that you're a certain way, I guess. And like that completely warps the way that you are, like for life, and nothing can really be done about it. I mean, I guess unless you talk to someone and really kind of work through the issue in your head, it's going to become like a knee-jerk reaction every time somebody offers you help or tries to like go out of their way to like do something nice for you. Your mind literally can't accept it because you've been told for so long, all you do is take, etc. You feel me?
Yeah, these are definitely long-lasting consequences for sure. Like it differs for every person too. Like just because, you know, it may stem from one thing and then become.
I understood that. I really felt that, and I understood it. So no need to go
for
any
different
further.
people. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you have trauma, right? Some people have, like, good coping behaviors. Like, not good,
Do
but,
they?
like, enough, right?
Wait, what? Really?
Some people actually do have good coping behaviors,
Oh,
and I
God,
don't
must
know
be nice.
how. They might have learned it somewhere. They might have not been as broken as us before they got the trauma.
Oh my god.
True.
No, wait, can I interject really quick to someone
Yeah,
who's
sure.
like experienced? So I have a friend who experiences like kind of like one of us, experiences like trauma and just, you know, depressed, anxious. Well, her boyfriend, neurotypical, does, yeah, I know, must be nice. Well, anyways,
Amazing.
said friend's boyfriend has a grandma in a nursing home and has Alzheimer's and is not gonna make it past like this month. Well, because of the coronavirus, he can't go visit his grandma, and his grandpa can't go in the nursing home either. And so my friend was telling me, like, my friend was like devastated, like oh my god, that must be so hard for you. She was like, that must be so hard for you, like, you know, I couldn't imagine it. And he's like, she's like, oh god, like when like it happens, whatever. And he's like, yeah, like I'll cry, I'll be sad, whatever, and then I'll deal with it and I'll get over it. And she's like, must be nice to cope and not have depression. And I was like, wait, there are people like that could just be like, yeah, if it happens, I'll just be like sad, like I'll mourn, and then like, you know, life will go on. And I'm like, oh.
No, yeah. Yeah, no, I have to add on to this because my therapist was telling me, right? I talked about this on one of my Twitch streams, but some people have the ability to actually face their emotions, like deal with it in a healthy way, find the underlying need from that bad emotion and like deal with that accordingly.
Okay, so wait,
Unconsciously.
so like, can you tell me at what level you unlock this ability?
What are the requirements?
Oh
What
no,
are
man!
the-
It feels like a job quest thing, you know.
I was maladjusted to my dog dying, okay? And I'm still not over it, you know? I can't imagine. I just can't. You know, and I live in a family of people who are maladjusted to it. I have yet to meet a person, maybe because everyone that I meet is so maladjusted. Must be nice.
Right?
I feel like
But
we do surround ourselves with friends with the same.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
like-
I'm not saying that
Listen,
Hanbok is maladjusted, but
Listen, if I have to be
I am.
miserable in this world, I'm not gonna surround myself with people that are not miserable. Y'all are gonna be miserable with me
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
me
If
feel
I
better
suffer,
about being
y'all
miserable.
suffer with me.
Yeah.
I got a fucking dog that was supposed to be helping my anxiety. He has anxiety. He's the most maladjusted dog I've ever had.
I told my parents that,
Don't know how.
and they fucking
Don't know how.
laughed.
I don't know
They fucking
how.
laughed till they started crying.
It's so sad. He can't sleep alone. I have taught him his entire life to try and sleep alone, but lately he's too scared. It's killing me. But you
Julie,
know,
you're
sometimes
like, how does it feel to be more like emotionally put together than your
Well-adjusted?
dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, well adjusted than
It's
your
weird.
dog.
Maybe
fucking
that's
weird,
the
man.
lesson.
Yeah.
God's real
That's the
funny.
lesson.
God's writing for I don't know,
little Joker.
30 Rock. I don't know.
I want a new character arc. Is he writing me? This
Nope.
sucks. This
Nope.
character arc sucks.
Can we have like a
redo.
redo in life?
I want a reboot.
Yeah, me too.
Isekai, let's go. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
There's that one isekai Vocaloid song about. It's a very old one. It sounds like a Camus song. It's called Turnover Game.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah,
know that
I
song.
remember that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Apple turn.
Yeah.
Julie, you might like it.
I feel like
Julie,
I only know the song not by the title, but by like the YouTube thumbnail image.
Yes.
Yes, it's the girl with the blue hair, right?
That's the one.
Because you look at the thumbnail and you're like, is this a Camus song? And you click on it and you're like,
Looks
no.
like it sounds and looks like a Camus song just because
No,
of
no,
like
let
the
me
synths,
let
but,
me
like,
see. Look, turnover.
Yeah,
Turnover.
game. Wait,
Turnover
Julie,
game?
Yeah.
game.
I swear to God, this is gonna really piss me off.
Julie, I know the name of your isekai.
Oh
The
wait,
name of
I
your
do know it from the
Yeah,
thumbnail. I
exactly,
hate you. I
exactly.
officially hate you. Okay, great.
Julie, the
fucking
name
hate
of your
this.
isekai is like, I'm in a Otome game and I have depression and I'm trying to avoid all bad end routes before I get suicidal. Something like that.
I kind of
Speaking
really
of
vibe with the
isekai,
girl.
right?
Oh yes.
I was trying to like spoof like
No,
the
no, no.
villainous, trying to vend all
Oh
death
no!
flags or whatever.
I fucking
but yours
love.
is like
there's one.
depression flags.
There's one where the girl ends up. She's the villainess or something, but she realizes the best idea is to get with the actual like demon king, and she's like, if I'm with the demon king, you know, he can protect me even if he's a demon king. Whatever. I'm gonna die anyway. Like whatever.
me.
So
It's me.
cute. You have to
Did they
read
fall
it.
in
It's
love?
so cute.
That's me.
But yeah, I would do that.
Is it a
I'd become-
webtoon?
No, it's a manga, surprisingly. But yeah.
Oh,
I
should read
know.
Yo, not
Me
get tea
reading a
time reading
manga
session.
instead of a webtoon? Anyway.
it. Yonaka Tea Time recommendation section.
Hell
Yes,
yes. I'll link it later. It's so good.
Thank you.
I think that.
What
Oh,
were we talking about?
oh wait, we're talking about trauma, but we got an isekai.
Right.
And wait, before we go back to that, Julie, I just wanted to say that one isekai where it's like the two people that are playing like the Fire Emblem kind of game, the RPG, and they're like,
Yes.
the tsundere evil girl dies in every route, but we can prevent it somehow this time. Yes, it updated, and I'm like, need to go. I just need to tell you it updated.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
That's the good,
Good
stuff.
shit right there. Good shit.
Where am
Trauma.
I on my thing? Right.
no.
Trauma has
Sorry,
long-lasting damages. Oh, right. Coping behaviors, right?
Oh, coping.
We're
Yeah.
talking. Some people have good coping behaviors, but some
imagine.
people have average coping behaviors, like we do. Some people have really bad coping behaviors, like
I do.
We've all dabbled in
Yeah.
bad coping behaviors.
We've all
like-
dabbled in black tar heroin,
dabbled.
right?
We've all snorted a bit of cocaine in our time.
It's fine. It's fine. We've all, yeah. Rachel's giving me a look because she's like,
Sure.
how do you know I do black tar heroin?
How did you know that? How did you come to my house and watch me do
No,
it?
no. Rachie enjoys ketamine. It's very different.
Oh, so
Okay,
true.
gotcha.
no. Sorry, I get high on Adderall.
Wait, is
That's
it?
wild.
Wait,
Everyone
that's,
shut
the
up.
Sounds like a life.
that's the diet, right? Where you can't eat like the sugars or something. The ketamine
Oh
diet.
no, that's paleo.
Wait, isn't that
That's
that
a
one
bad
dinosaur
coping.
era? Wait, isn't that one dinosaur era? The paleo era?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Paleontologist is what you're thinking of, Anton?
well, he knows a lot about diets.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a dinosaur is. Anyway,
It's you, Queen.
Did you know that dinosaurs did not have dicks? Well, they were there, but they were on the inside.
Oh my god, could not imagine.
that.
Next
you
question.
know
Google it.
dinosaurs used to have feathers. They're actually closely related to birds.
No.
That's why I
Can
eat
relate.
chicken.
They're very related to
That's
dinosaurs.
the reason why. That's
Every
the
time
reason.
you eat a chicken,
Oh
you're
my
eating
god,
a
so
dinosaur.
dinosaur chicken nuggets are like
Extra
Wait, does
levels
this mean
of meta.
dinosaurs were also related to oatmeal? Because that shit slapped.
I'm gonna kill you.
Anyways, go
Okay.
on. Oh
Right.
yeah, coping mechanisms.
some people have
I-
risky coping behaviors that they wouldn't have like had if they addressed the trauma, you know. And we're talking about things like drugs. We're talking about things like the high risk activities that give you that serotonin, you know, that dopamine.
Speed?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
physically and also ingesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I find those kind of scary, though, to be honest. So
What do you
like,
mean?
Yeah.
the what is it? The like high dopamine, like not high dopamine, sorry, high risk, like high adrenaline, like things, kind of scare me. So instead, I resort to the opposite, where I just lay in my bed, don't get up, and think about things being better, or imagine a world that's better than the one I'm living in.
Yes,
Feel me,
that is
dog?
also
meant
one of the very
skydiving?
risky things.
Oh my god, Bridgie, I did not see your hand open the door and I was like, ghost! There's a fucking ghost! We're like putting this in the poltergeist.
Yo, if the poltergeist
Paranormal
wants to get
activity.
on the show, this is like an exclusive Yonaka Tea Time interview.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You
hell
see
yeah.
my webcam being flung off, and I'm like, fine.
And you're
whatever.
like, whatever.
Fine.
This is
What are you, Adam
my trauma
Driver?
manifesting. Hello? Okay.
But Karen, is that the opposite? Is that your answer to like skydiving or like adrenaline junkie sports, you know? Is to
Yeah,
just
I
like
feel
lay
like
in
that's-
bed instead?
Yeah, I lay in bed and I imagine something dope.
See, oh
You
wait,
know?
okay, so what I was gonna say in relation to what
buy
you
you
said
VR headset.
is... So like, when
Sounds
you said
good.
I lay in bed and I imagine like a better world, I was like, oh, I was like following you. I was like, yeah, sometimes I do that. I lay in bed. And then I was just like, no, wait, you said better. I lay in bed and I imagine everything 100 times worse. And I imagine everything just being the worst thing ever.
How does
'Cause-
that make you feel better?
How does
I
that-
wonder. I'm
How is
curious.
that a coping mechanism?
Oh no, it isn't. It's just bad. That's why I can't
It's just
do.
what
That's why I can't
happens when
in
you lay
bed.
down.
That's why.
Well, you're valid, Anthong. Thank you so much
You're
for
valid.
sharing your
Thank you for
feelings
sharing.
and your
That's-
experiences.
What's that one meme where it's like when you lay down, all of your like anxiety, like half of it all goes to like your back? Like
It's
what
so
was
true.
it? Where it's like your
It's so-
so like all of your anger like piles up when you lay down. Perfect. It's good. It's good. It's good coping.
It's making me so sad.
Anyways, wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
Karen.
but on the other spectrum,
relate.
right, of that,
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
of drinking and driving and DUI and
I was like, oh,
adrenaline
not the-
junkie sports. No,
Not the
there's
second
also
one.
things like playing video games for 12 hours a day, forgetting that you actually live in the real world.
Yup. That's a big
Is that
one.
what those? Is that what those people mean whenever they make? There's that one meme where it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't return your messages. I forgot that I actually exist."
Yes.
Is that what they mean?
Well, it's
I feel
also
like I've
just
never
like,
forgotten my existence because I hate it that much.
Like
Yeah.
Eorzea is like my second home. If I'm not here on this plane, I am in Final Fantasy 14.
It's so true.
Nothing else
That's
matters.
Yeah.
That's Animal Crossing.
Sometimes when we're not gonna get into personal cope, but that's for later. And
That's fine.
yeah,
I guess, yeah.
yeah. Cheers.
You draw that line. You have those good boundaries. Yeah.
Hell yeah, draw that line.
Hell yeah.
King,
Hell
you
yeah.
dropped this.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So you guys, I've actually decided. No wait, I'm gonna wait to make this joke. Anyways, continue.
All right.
Right. And obviously, aside from like risky coping behaviors, you could also have mental illness. Ooh.
Oh, sounds tasty. Go into detail.
Sounds tasty. Okay. Yeah, detail, right? Personal. Went to therapist. And she always talked about like me getting better and me, finding the root of my depression and like all that. This entire time for like the past like 6-7 years, I didn't think this shit could be cured. I didn't think there was a
It's
reason.
true.
I thought I was sad because I was sad.
Me.
And there was
Yeah.
and there are some people like that, right? With just like a big chemical imbalance, right?
Yeah.
But also that is also it's not really accentuated. It's also made worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By underlying issues that you might have. And if you address those, then you can address the chemical imbalance with, I don't know, drugs
Yeah.
maybe. Not the bad
mean,
kind, not
depression-
the ganja.
Yeah.
Oh.
And depression, honestly, obviously, we still like know so little about, which is so frustrating,
know
you know?
little about
Like
it.
Yeah.
the SSRI stuff, they're literally just trying to figure out which one of the passageways. They're just throwing shit at it to see which one.
Yep.
Maybe it's this one, maybe it's that one, you know. I went through 40 plus of them. It was none of them.
Oh my god, you were collecting the SSRs.
And then it turns out
really
you
was.
were bipolar.
You were wailing.
I swear to God, if that were true. But yeah, we're still trying to figure it out. It's hard to know, is there a root? You know, because if there is a root, that's like, yeah, that we need to figure that out, you know, or is it just an
Yeah.
imbalance, you know? So it's
Right.
it's very complicated, you know. Everyone has to try and figure out, especially in that between time between, you know, having it and maybe finding a way to deal with it, you know. You have to figure out a way to live your life somewhere between that, you know?
Yeah.
But
And the
Yeah.
human mind is like, oh yeah, keep going, continue.
oh no,
No,
that's
no,
it.
you go, Karen.
Karen,
Sorry,
be
I
a
was
top and
gonna
talk over
say.
people.
Karen, keep talking.
Sorry,
We love
I'm
hearing
such
your
a
voice.
Sorry. Okay. Well, what I was gonna say is like the human mind is so complex that there's no one size fits all any like sort of solution, I suppose. So for example, someone like myself spent years and years and years of my life taking different depression meds and just absolutely losing my mind with all of them. And then eventually come to figure out, your problem can't be cured with medication, but rather only talk therapy. And it's just such a odd feeling to like see all my friends around me who are like going through something similar, like depression, struggling with mental illness, and they all kind of have different like ways that they can like deal with it and like take care of it. And they're all so complicated, including myself. You know, I just
True.
feel like the human mind is so complex.
That's
and
why
it just blows my mind. You
human
know?
mind is complex. The human body likes to fail us and be allergic to everything. That's why I want to take my consciousness
Yeah.
and put it inside a robot so I don't have depression and I don't have to deal with any pain.
Where
if
I
the robot
thought
has
you'd
depression?
be going with that, but yeah, what if the robot had
What if
depression?
the
I'm-
robot's sad?
Then I pull the plug.
I kind of want the Futurama
Too
head
dark?
jars where they're just like in a fucking like, I don't know, a fish tank and it's just their head. I'll take that.
like
Someone can carry
Futurama.
me
Sounds
around.
fun.
Yeah, from Futurama. Just carry me
Yeah.
around.
Oh my god, I can't wait to
can
have
do
a
it.
Jubiphonic head that I carry around.
Yes, please. Please do it. And then you can feed me like a fish. And I'll just
God,
go,
Ju-
ow, ow, ow.
Okay.
That's that's a very cute mental image that you just put in my head.
I thought you were gonna say that's a very cute mental illness, and I was like, oh,
a very
thank you.
cute mental
Thank you.
is-
Thank you. Okay,
sound appropriate.
next topic, next point, next
That
point.
is what I hope my next date says to me. It's a very
Queen,
cute
I
mental
will, don't
illness
worry.
you got there.
I cannot remember what we were talking about.
Mental illness, coping,
Coping
trauma.
mechanisms. I think we were closing
Yeah.
on that one, on that
Yeah.
topic. How
Right,
we
and I
cope
think
with
like one of the
problems.
saddest behavioral ones that are happening is it's you sort of lose it. I didn't write this. I copied and pasted this from somewhere. Sorry.
That's fine.
Plagiarism.
It says, foreshortened future. Trauma can affect one's belief about the future via loss of hope, limited expectations about life, fear that life will end abruptly or early, or anticipation that normal events won't occur. Right? And this
Yeah.
sort of relates to what's going on right now,
Yeah.
too, right? This is one big
yeah.
trauma fest for absolutely everybody.
Good luck,
yeah.
Like
neurotypicals.
affected-
Enjoy that your first
Yeah.
taste of trauma.
Yeah, like severely affected or not, like this is gonna be something we talk about with our kids, something like we have to deal with, because I saw on Twitter people were saying that right now we're just living in the moment. We can't even plan for the future anymore.
Yep.
Like that's sort
so
of
true.
similar to what this is like a very physical representation of like what a lot of trauma survivors go through like every day. Like you have to live in the moment, or else
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
really living at all.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
No thoughts, head empty. I agree.
I
though.
always have thoughts.
I know. You have a lot.
But no, I completely agree. Like, there was the whole thing where I kind of had these similar thoughts, but then I finally saw it in a trending tweet where I was like, yeah, that's definitely going to happen, where, someone was like, oh, someday you're going to be like an old grandma and, you're going to be hoarding toilet paper, and like your grandchildren are going to be like, why is grandma hoarding toilet paper? And it's going to be like, oh, well, she lived through Corona. And I'm like, that's actually a very true thing. That's
That's
going to
a very
happen to a
true
lot of
thing.
people, because
Yeah.
there were people even through the 2008 recession, that still carry
Oh
that
my
trauma of
God,
the housing
yeah.
market. And it's like,
Forgot about that.
these things are going to happen, And of course, because I listen to a lot of like true crime stuff, I was like,
Yes.
there are going to be murderers and serial killers and people like that this, will be part of their story. Because a lot of horrible things are happening right now. People losing your
Sure.
job is a huge stressor. Like
Yeah.
a lot of
Some
domestic
people are gonna
violence
snap.
victims are stuck at home with their,
Abuser.
abuser. Yeah.
And like I
Kids
did
at
some
home are
thinking,
also being double abused by their parents now.
Yeah. They don't
and
have
I
anywhere to go.
also was thinking like I kind of like tend to forget that like our generation did not start off as the not neurotypical ones. Like my parents, they got some issues too, for sure.
Yeah.
They're just like, they're part of that generation where they don't want to address it, and they never will, and they're gonna take it to the grave. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, this whole thing going on is gonna cause a lot of people to snap, I feel, because it's like, oh, you're 50 and you have underlying trauma, and now this is a huge stressor, and just like one more thing, you might actually snap.
Yeah, and you see that happening right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
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 All the
I
people
mean,
riding on the streets, like wanting to go out, wanting to do normal things.
I mean, like,
then-
you guys have seen the compilation videos of like all the Karens, that are like shouting at workers.
I
Oh,
tend to
not
stay
you,
away from them,
Karen.
but I understand. Oh no, you Karen!
breaks
No,
for
you're
workers.
You're a
no.
different
My
Karen.
heart breaks.
You're the
for
good.
workers.
She's
Yeah,
the,
you're a
she's the
different.
good.
No, I know two Karens,
Completely
and they're the sweetest people in my life.
Sweetest
Same.
people.
Thank you for validating
But,
me.
we'll call them
Middle-aged
also-
Karens are the middle-aged Karens are the worst.
I stay away from those videos
Are you
as well
middle-aged, Karen?
because
No, but my grandma is a middle-aged Karen, so I know a middle-aged Karen. Oh, I'm sorry. I love a
Okay.
middle-aged Karen, but I acknowledge a middle-aged Karen. Listen.
Yes.
the
Yes,
entitled
for sure.
women. The
Yeah.
wanting to see the manager women, they are ripping at boundaries that they're trying to put up for safety. They refuse to wear masks. They spit
For my
on
own trauma,
employees.
let's not delve too much into this because I do have to deal with this.
Oh, wait, no.
But what I was gonna say was that a lot of I'm trying to more or less understand why this is happening, especially more than ever. But I think it really is coming
Right.
down to, people are very stressed right now, and it's going to
Yeah.
come up in different ways. And this just sadly is
Yeah.
one of the ways, because they
For sure.
feel they
Right.
feel strong and in charge, and these people they should do what they say and all that. But yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a big yikes for we're taking a big L for the human community right now.
A big L.
Mm-hmm.
Totally isn't the way I wanted to put that, but I'll take it.
I'm taking a steaming pile right now in my life.
Yeah.
Should we take a break now?
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah,
break right
let's-
now,
let's take a
and
break.
we will.
Everyone,
go to
everyone take a
commercial break
Zan. We'll take a Zan. We'll reconvene in 10.
Zanny.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna start painting my nails. I got so stressed talking about this. I'm gonna start painting my nails.
I love.
You did
Rachie,
great.
do you want to know how I know when to take a commercial? It's because you pull out your nail polish. You've done it for like the past 3 episodes. I'm like, oh, Rachel's pulling out the nail polish.
Coping.
Rachie, I changed my hair. Rachie changes her nail color.
God damn
Everyone's
it.
kind of doing like something like For example, Raichi painting her nails, Anthong, you're clutching onto your body pillow.
Oh, but there's
And
gonna be a
just
reason
grabbing
that
my-
I did that.
Julie's
Yeah.
probably
And I'm-
Julie's probably listening to another podcast right now.
No, I'm listening
Okay.
to jazz piano.
Oh, you're
Just saying.
wait,
What are you
Personally, I'm
reading?
playing
What are you
with,
working on?
Yeah, what are you
I'm
working
playing
on?
with the only
playing with your what?
figurine that. Listen, hey, I didn't finish. I'm playing with
Yes.
the only Nendoroid that I own. I have one figurine in my entire life.
Wait, I
Is
know
it
what
Top
it is.
Hat
No,
Kyo?
I know what
It's
it is
not
because I
Top
saw
Hat
it. I saw it. Hold on. Oh, I'm trying to envision
You
your
don't know the
room.
character. He's the sidekick to the antagonist of a video game, and he's my favorite character.
Was it from a Persona or no?
Yeah, from Persona. From a Persona game.
Is it from P3 or P4?
I think it was
From
3.
P3? From P3.
Yeah, it was 3.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Wait.
Yeah, nobody really knows Persona.
No, wait, no. It's in my head.
Do you
I
know
can-
his name? Top Hat Kyo got me to admit it on his stream who the character is. And I was so embarrassed. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go look him up." And he looked him up on stream and he started reading all of his facts. He started reading his wiki page on the
Oh,
stream.
he really called you the fuck out, huh?
Oh, he
he
called
called
you
me
out,
out.
man.
What's his name?
Yeah,
What's
but
his name?
anyway, his name is Jin and he's my boyfriend. He's a hacker. He's a hacker boy.
Isn't he the one with the beanie?
He doesn't have a beanie, but he totally would wear a beanie. He has like a weird hairstyle. It's like I
Oh,
can't
he's
tell
got
if
the
it's I don't think it's
glasses.
shaved. I don't think it's shaved on the side. Yeah, he's got glasses. I was really into Megane. Back in the day, Megane was straight up my
this
fetish.
Is so like you. This is you.
I know.
Actually, I feel like Julie would also.
Does
really
he look
this
like a
character.
tired boy?
Yeah, he looks exhausted.
yeah, he
I mean,
looks
he also
exhausted.
he hacks all night. He's a hacker. He hacks all
Yeah,
night.
hacker. Yeah, and he's also Megane, and he looks
Yeah.
annoyed as shit at any given moment. Look at this guy. What's Jin's surname?
Shirato.
There's only two
won't find-
pictures. There's only 2 pictures of him on Rule 34. Let's see what they are.
No, don't look at that. I hate you, Anthony.
My ears pricked up
It's probably
suddenly.
him. It's
Oh wait, hold on. This is kind of wait.
It's
hold on.
probably him
What?
fucking Takaya, probably.
Look on Pixiv,
No.
bitch.
Hold on,
No,
hold on,
it
hold on.
was-
Oh wow. Oh, he really. Oh, okay. That sure
Go
is
on
a.
Pixiv.
That sure is a picture. No, I just want because I
coward.
typed into Google Jin Persona 3 Mpreg, and then I typed in inflation, and both no search results.
I fucking hate you.
I
Hell
know.
yeah.
I know.
Hey, but if you looked on AO3, it might be an
It's true.
entirely different thing.
Oh,
Oh
true.
my
You
god,
might
no,
get
get
there
away
words.
from me.
I'm
Get
still
away from me.
over the
By the way-
Yoda fanfic.
I'm okay. Speaking of AO3, I found some fanfic,
What's
and I have
AO3?
never like favorited so
Archive
many.
of our own?
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
the
I've never
fan
favorited
fiction.
so many fanfics.
I see.
So
Gotcha.
good.
It's
I'm
okay,
like-
Karen. I had to Google
like-
it too.
I'm balls deep in some Resident Evil fanfiction right now. I will say that.
Also, have you noticed like all of the like now sad comics about Raymond from Animal Crossing? Like people
Yeah.
are really
We're hitting
giving
that
him
point.
like
We're-
background.
People are really, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we're hitting that
damn.
point. There was like the obsession,
He's
there was the
small, too. I like
marketing,
him.
there was the porn, now it's like the angst.
I'm
And
starting
then
to
I
feel
think we'll hit like
bad.
death and like gore. We'll hit death
They're
and
going
gore.
through the 7 stages of grief.
Yeah.
You know what I really love about Raymond though
damn
is
it.
that in Japanese his name is Jack, right? So when they translated
I know
it
one
to
too many
Raymond, I
Jacks in
read
my life.
somewhere that they had this foresight that everyone was going to love him, so they called him Raymond because everybody loves Raymond. They somehow
Honestly,
I just
knew,
wanna
they
let you
guessed
know.
it.
There's gonna
My dick
be
fell off
a
just now.
fucking Raymond Animal Crossing movie, and they're gonna get Ray Romano to play Raymond, and I will be just over the moon.
They will pay
Okay,
money for
listen,
that.
Listen, if one of them,
Can
if
Danny
the Mabel
DeVito
sisters,
play Tom Nook?
Yes.
yes.
That's the only way they'll get it.
And
Spit my
Timmy and
water
Tommy,
there.
Timmy and Tommy are played by John, the guy who plays John Ralphio, and then Michael Cera.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, anyway, welcome back to Naka Tea Time. We are gonna stop Anthong from opening his porn folder.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, when we last left off, we were talking about why we even needed to address trauma,
Yeah.
right?
No, we
and
finished that. Yeah.
Yes.
I came back from the
and
commercial
to
break
pick
with
up-
more trauma.
Yeah, me too.
You're welcome.
Me
A lot
too,
of things
also,
went on
unfortunately.
during the cut scenes, guys.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be the
But
same.
yeah, let's talk about how our personal traumas affected us.
Oh,
We're
can I go?
delving deep into this one.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're it's time.
Oversharing
We're doing
time.
it. We're doing it.
Can I
It's
just say
oversharing.
something
Okay, I
really
would like
interesting?
Sure, Karen, go ahead.
First,
Go
so
ahead.
I would
Sorry.
like to
Go ahead.
before we start, I would like to let everyone know I'm changing my drink of choice from water to
Crown
whiskey.
Royal?
To Crown Royal Apple. Please. Yeah.
The thud that made.
The thought.
What I wanted
Karen,
to
is that
capitalize
you?
on. Huh? Oh yeah, sorry. Probably. I think that there's an old lady or old man that unfortunately got heat stroke or something like that because it's starting to get
God.
kind of hot outside.
That's
Hello.
trauma, baby.
Trauma, baby.
More trauma to add to the list. I was gonna mention that I think it's really interesting that when somebody asks me like, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, have I ever seen a movie? Because they all just disappear out of my memory. Or like, what's
Yeah,
your
me
favorite
too.
manga? Wow, have I ever actually read a manga? But then someone says, hey, what trauma do you have in the past? And I'm like, let me get my notepad out. One
You're
second.
like, you're like, I have logged this down since day one. Hold on.
Yeah.
You like lick the tip
I
of your
know.
finger
Guess
and
your
you're like,
trauma-
let me start turning the pages.
Before.
I feel like your
Exactly.
trauma's always at the back of your head, I feel.
Oh yeah. Back or front?
Does it matter?
It's in
It
there.
can come to the front at the worst of times. Maybe in
Yeah.
the middle. Maybe it's everywhere.
Julie, before you and Karen entered call, it was just me and Rachie. I was sitting here and I was like, ugh, I can't think of any trauma. And then like 3 minutes went by and I was like, no, I thought of like actually like 8 different things. I think we're good to go for this episode. It's there. They're there.
I would
He
just
was just
think
like,
of
do
the
we have
trauma
any
for
baby
you.
trauma?
Baby trauma.
Oh
And I'm just like, oh.
I'm gonna have brain blast to like when I was like a fetus and be like, oh god, I was jostled. You know.
Yeah, oh god, they tried to cut the umbilical cord and I have a fear of scissors.
I just remember the
Traumatized.
forceps like bringing me out into the light, and that's my first trauma.
The foreskins. Anyways, go on.
Okay.
Who's first?
Squeezed out.
When you were squeezed
Right,
out.
did Karen have something to
Dude.
say? I think Karen had something to say.
Oh no, I was just gonna. That was what I was gonna say about. Yes, when someone asks me my favorite movie and I don't know
And then they
because
ask
I've
your
never
favorite
seen a
trauma.
movie.
Yeah,
Apparently.
you don't have
I've
a-
never
you
seen
don't
one.
have
But like,
eyes.
if I say, what's your worst trauma? Everybody's just like, yeah.
They're like 2 seconds. Like, yep, thought of
Like
it.
2 seconds, like,
It's sad it has to be that way. Like, why can't the nice things always be like floating around in my mind all the time so that I can go grab one, throw it out at you? Favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption. But instead, it's
Shawshank
like trauma's
Redemption?
floating. It's not my favorite movie, but it's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Along
That's
with Boondock Saints.
It's
love
because
the Shawshank.
it's because of the trauma. It's how we were conditioned to think, right?
And because we can all relate with our friends, being like, "Oh, wait, I had a similar trauma, and then you guys become like friends. Bond over traumas.
So you're living in the moment.
Yeah.
Also,
True.
I really
Moments.
thought Karen was gonna mention like with the movies thing where, you know, did you guys ever have the experience where the thing that traumatized you as a child is like now your favorite movie or TV show? Where it's like you watch
Yeah,
something
anime.
terrifying. Yeah, like for me it was like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that's traumatizing, but now I'm like I really like it, you know. But it still like gives me
Well-
like
Yeah.
those like ugh. But yeah,
Julie,
I don't know how to
you
process
unlocked
that.
trauma number 9 for me because I just remembered something.
Stockholm syndrome.
God. You said remember something and it triggers a trauma, and I was like, yep.
This
Yeah.
better not awaken anything in me, and it did.
What?
All
The,
of Hatsune
the morbid
Miku.
curiosity?
Yes. Yes, I literally just
No.
sat and watched like terrifying things as a child, but not like jump scary, but like crime and ghosts and death and like I was scared, but now I love it, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, you
Yes.
fuck hard with it now. Fuck yeah. That's the
Yeah.
way. Sorry, I keep cursing. Ugh.
No, you can.
Curse.
You can.
Curse.
You can.
Do it.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes I feel like I don't know if that's like a way to cope with it or something, but I would be interested in knowing more about that. So if there are any therapists out there that would like to tell me why I'm so fucked up now, I've already got one. I'm
mean,
good.
like-
Comment in the comment section below.
Honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna post.
Yes.
Hit that like
I will
button.
post Julie's address and phone number in the
Please,
replies.
God, no.
Description? Replies. Description.
Totally doxxed on your own podcast.
Yeah, on your own podcast.
They
You're like,
dox me so
"Therapist,
that
please
they
find
can
me."
help me, you know?
It's true.
The SWAT
It's
team comes out with a megaphone. They're like, we want to tell you about trauma and how to cope with it. I would love that. I would love that. I'd be like out my window like, thank you.
slam my
Thank you,
window
please
shut.
help.
I don't want
That's
to.
called exposure therapy.
I don't want to
love
face
it.
my trauma, so they come to my window and I'm like, no! And I slam my window shut and I pull the blind shut. I'm like, you can't take me alive.
Hell yes.
they-
Hell yes.
They take a battering ram. They're like,
That
"We
was a
respect,
wonderful,
respect your
very
privacy,
detailed
but
explanation
we're the SWAT team, so
of
we're coming in anyway."
the hazing process for Yonaka tea time. But
Oh, God.
yes,
Shut up.
Karen hasn't
that
gone
took
through
a while
it.
for
Okay.
you guys.
Not
Sorry,
yet.
Karen
I have
hasn't
not.
gone
for
through
it.
it yet. It's okay. We have her address. We just
Thanks,
need her
ma'am.
phone number.
Wait, you
Appreciate
haven't
it.
hazed
Thanks.
Karen yet?
No.
I'm waiting.
Oh, so you think. Given everything that's going on, we're a little delayed. So Karen, just like wait a day and a half and you'll get your hazing.
You get your little trauma box in the mail.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm in Japan. Try your
Trauma
best.
crate. Oh, I have sources.
Okay, sure you do.
Okay. I'm glad we established that.
Right. Let's keep talking about how our trauma affected.
Let me threaten
Right.
Karen a little more in public.
Personally. Oh, and also maybe we should add it. We should end our own things with. I forgot. It was supposed to be a good thing. What was a good thing to end it with?
Fuck! You forgot the good thing?
How we are working to address it.
Oh.
Yes.
There we go.
That's very
oh.
good.
Oh, that is a good
How,
thing.
how we
Yeah.
are working to be better people.
Ooh. So,
But distress, right? Having
Yeah.
trauma does not mean you are a bad person, and it is
No.
not a bad thing, right?
It's only if you use it as an excuse.
Are normal responses to abnormal situations.
just don't use your trauma as an excuse to be an asshole.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's
I
the
really
one.
like
I've seen
that
people do
saying. No, I really like that saying recently that I saw where it's like, especially mental illness, you know, it's not your
Yes.
fault, but it's your responsibility, you know, because,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like look at
Yes,
people
I
like
did
Chris
see-
Chen, right?
I did
Yeah.
see that. I need
Yes.
to sit up again. Sorry.
You don't have a
did see
license to
that.
be a jackass just because I have this problem, I have this mental illness, so I'm allowed to treat people like shit. Doesn't work like
Yeah.
that.
No.
No, it does not work
no.
like that.
The only license I have is to be sexy as hell. And have massive cock and balls.
Are
so
we
who's
going
first
around
with
the
their
room?
trauma?
I wonder. Yeah.
What would make for a more interesting conversation?
Well, I can go with my
For
trauma first because I
listeners to
remembered.
listen, yeah.
I remembered like 2 of mine.
Yeah, I guess somebody can go first, and we'll just
Yeah.
all jump in.
So
and
I have,
do
like-
the patented Yonaka tea
I have
time
my
thing.
2 baby traumas, which don't exist. They're just traumas, but they're short story traumas. And then I have like my big one.
Yeah.
So I remember once when I was a kid, I spent the night at my aunt's house, and it was the first like time I spent the night without like my parents being there, and it was the most awful experience in the world because I wanted to go home and I started crying, and my uncle yelled at me and put me in a corner. And yelled at me, and I cried even harder, and I cried myself to sleep basically. And then I woke up, and then I just didn't sleep at people's houses until I was like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had one when I was like 4 or something. I don't know. So I was trauma, but now I'm fine.
I'm
Now
sorry.
I'm like, I don't want to be home.
I'm
ever.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's
We've
a
addressed
terrible
it. I've
feeling.
addressed it. I've realized it happened, and I'm also, you know, coming to terms and addressing the fact that my aunt divorced that man. So that's fine. Don't gotta deal with him anymore. Other baby trauma, and it's when you reminded me of like when you watch a show and it like that messes with you. When I was a kid, I had nightmares, reoccurring nightmares from like ages 2 to 4 of I was fucked up as a kid of literal like giants like picking me up and eating me and biting into me like in half, and
Attack
it just
on Titan?
reoccurring. Well, and then I saw the first episode of Attack on Titan, and I saw one of the characters get bitten in half, and I like immediately I had to close it, and I just like I sat there and I was like, I can't watch this ever.
Yeah.
And so now people
Yeah.
are like, do you watch Attack on Titan? I'm like, no. And they're like, why? It's so good. And I'm like, because I have trauma, so don't
Yes.
at me.
There are certain shows you can't watch because of trauma, and that's A-okay. End of discussion.
End of
End
story.
of discussion. People shouldn't force you to like
Right?
also watch it either, right?
No.
Well, once I bring up the whole like recurring nightmare story, they're like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. You probably shouldn't watch it. And I was like, yeah, I know, and it's what's
Yeah.
important is I know. So goodbye.
Isn't that shitty though? Like you'll have to explain
Yeah,
it in
that
depth.
you
Like what
have
if
to,
you
like-
don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
like-
your trauma, right? Why can't
right.
society just accept the fact that,
Right.
you know, if you say something, it's true. It's like when you say, I don't want to eat this food, but they force you to eat it anyway, so you have to lie that you have the allergy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I do that all the time.
People are entitled and selfish. They're like, we're entitled to know why you won't like the thing that I like. Oh, that's actually
that's
really
cute.
cute. Aw.
Very
I love that
cute.
color. And then my big, I guess not trauma. Well, yeah, it is a trauma. I just have daddy issues. Hence the Endeavor
High
body. High five. Well, that's why I brought the Endeavor body pillow and the life-size cutout of Robert Downey Jr. into frame because, as if you guys couldn't tell, I'm fucked
Yeah.
up.
I think
No, I
that's
just wanna
what
date
all
older
three of
men.
us have
That's
in
how I'm
common.
dealing with
That's
it.
so weird.
The daddy issues, being into older men.
We have daddy issues.
I would say
Should
it's
we
not
talk
even
about
so.
them? I don't think my dad watches it.
No, but I mean, but specifically, I feel like they're not even just, you know, daddy issues per se. It's like when you're growing up, you know, these are relationships that are very important for you, you know, relationship to mother, relationship
Right.
to father, and those are formative for all your future relationships. So, like,
Yeah.
it's not even so much the old stereotype of like daddy issues, it's the stereotype of like male relationships in your life are complicated, you know, now.
So,
So-
what I
Yeah.
classified as a daddy issue in my head was if when growing up you had a terrible relationship with your father to the point where in your phone you changed his name from dad to literally his first name or anything else that wasn't dad. You like excommunicated your own father, you have daddy issues. Because now you're looking for the love that you didn't get from that father figure all your life in older men.
My definition of daddy issues, and thank you for sharing,
sorry.
Anthong. That was
I'm very
suspiciously specific.
But no, I think
yeah,
it's
I'm sorry to
really
hear.
I think it's important
It differs
to
from
even
person to
recognize
person.
it though, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's more
Because,
complicated
like,
than just that,
yeah.
you know. There's
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
more of
There's,
like
like-
emotional.
It's very
Yeah,
situational
it's more of
depending on
emotional absence, right?
the Yeah.
That's it. Like
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
relationships with your parents are very important, and you know you want to seek validation from them and make them happy as kids. I don't know.
And when
maybe
and when said parents
Mm-hmm.
are
don't give them to you. You know they don't fulfill the
they're
emotional
being
role
offered
as a
to you
parent.
at such an impressionable stage in your life that really forms you
Yes.
cognitively. It's
The
kind of fucked
formative
up
years.
when,
yeah,
that.
and
sort
I
of
think
fucks you
also
up in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think also, you know, there are parents that they have the best intentions, but there are things that you do that you're like, oh shit, I just fucked up my child. You know, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's, we'll get to my stuff, but I think coming to terms with some of that has been really helpful for me specifically, is like, you know, being like, oh, they were people and this just, things happen, you know, but
Literally,
because, like,
yeah.
when you're a kid, you don't realize your parents are also human, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I remember as a kid, I would say to my mom, I specifically remember saying to her, Mom, I don't understand how you, you're a perfect person. I literally said to her, you're a perfect person who doesn't make mistakes. I don't understand, why the world can be so terrible to you. And that's literally something I said to her. And then
Karen, I
as
said
I
the
grew up,
same
I
exact
realized
thing.
that
I
it
feel-
wasn't. Yeah, and she'd say to me, "No, I'm not. You know, I have my flaws." And I didn't realize it until I got older and saw them. But as a kid, you know, when you're a little kid, that's what you think about your parents
Yeah.
sometimes.
Mom and dad can't do wrong, right?
Yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
understand that what's going on with you mentally is not a person. It's like a universal thing. So it's very your parents aren't perfect people. They're going through this just as much as you are in their own way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Trauma wise.
Yeah.
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 But because they're our parents, we kind of see them as like, well, they're our guardians for all of our life. Most of our, all of our life.
Yeah.
All of our lives.
Yeah. So it's kind
I
of like
guess-
we're like, you're, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, I guess I can segue. Anthong, do you have any more traumas to share with us? I want to know.
Oh.
What's one tip you have to help deal with that you've learned is good with dealing with your trauma?
Which trauma? Which one do you want?
Just the best
Oh,
one
just in
you
gen-
found was
just
good
in
for dealing
general?
with any of your
Okay.
issues. I don't
Well,
know,
I mean, because
fucking-
it's very. I love Julie making faces and Rachel being like, just give me one. Definitely the fact that I at least recognized it as a trauma, that I was able to pinpoint, this is why I feel this way towards older men. Like, I literally know for a fact that, what I said was why I am the way I am.
And also,
I had a very rough childhood with my dad, so as long as I acknowledge it, it's there.
like, I want to confirm though, like, it's not a bad thing, like, you recognize there was trauma and that's why you
Duh.
developed like a
Yeah.
certain taste. It's not like
Yeah.
a bad thing, like, say a
It's not
person
like something
like, say a person like develops like, a liking to, I don't want to say foot fetish, but that's all that's on my mind. But like, it could be developed from
wonder
something
why.
that is a sorry, but like, it could be developed from something that is more traumatic for them. But like, it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
the thing that they've developed, unless it's like, wow, that's unhealthy, and you're like chopping
Yeah.
off women's feet, it's not a bad thing, but it is good to no. I'm saying liking the feet is not bad. Man, I'm really just digging myself
It's
a hole
chopping
here,
them
right?
off. You really are.
Yeah,
just
chopping
a
them
little
off
bit.
is
Let me offer another example that actually applies to myself, is that I like short men. Like, I like men that are my height or a little shorter than me. Why is that? Because men that were taller than me tormented me my entire life,
So you wanna have
especially as a
control.
kid. So I'm more comfortable around men who are my height, because there's something, for whatever reason, to me, at least, with every like shorter man or man my height that I've talked to in my life, there's like a
manlets.
humbleness about them. Because they're short, they have this weird, not all of them, this is not a generalization, but the ones that I have met have like this like down to earthedness, because they know that they're short. They're not like these like macho ass like, oh, I'm
hell
taller
yeah.
than you and like I'm towering over you. Like, I
yeah.
feel like we're like on the same level, so I can like level with them. So yeah, I get what you're
Shout
saying
out-
about like that kind of can develop,
But shout out to all the short
Oh, I
kings
almost
out
knocked
there,
over
because
glass.
Karen sees you and she loves you.
I'm looking for you.
She said-
I'm looking for you,
Yes.
short boys
How-
or men
how
my
tall are
height.
you?
I'm
How
looking
tall
for
are you,
you.
She
Karen?
said,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
"Oh,
Okay.
cute."
Yeah.
Taller than my boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Oh
I love my short
love
boys.
that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that for you.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I
it's
also
just-
especially like
No,
small
short.
dudes. So yeah, small, short, not small. Either is okay, but I really like small guys too.
Do they have to be muscular? Do they have to be?
I mean,
I'm
my
just, like,
personal taste is
trying.
I like really small, thin guys. But if you're short and kind of stocky, that's cool too. I don't mind. But my
see, I just wanna
preference
make-
is like really just small dudes.
Yeah, I just want to make a point of that, because a lot of guys, well, at least not excluding Anthong, the guys that I've talked to, often feel like women exclude them because they're like, don't have abs or they're too short. But I'm like, I have met many women that like love that shit. So like, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but yeah, going off of Karen's thing as well, I realized I don't like skinny guys. I do not like skinny,
Really?
tall guys.
Interesting. Okay.
What are you trying to
That
say?
used to be my
I'll see divorce
sorry,
papers in the
romantically,
morning.
you little bitch.
Yeah, I know. I'll see divorce papers in the morning. It's fine.
And they'll cause trauma, and now Rachie does not like skinny boys that
I
have blue hair.
know. I brought up.
Not too tall though.
because
Like
of you,
I used to
Anthony.
have like a type, right? Like skinny, slightly just taller than me in general, and like super snarky.
And then she fucking
Yeah.
met me. And then she was like,
Like the anime boys.
I am fine with
Love
being
it.
your friend. I will never pursue you romantically ever, skinny boys.
Aw, that's so sweet.
That's
It's okay, skinny boys. I love you. Just be short.
yeah. Karen loves you. I like
just be
guys with
short.
dad bod. Sorry.
Yes.
No, that's good. I think that guys like that need more like love, honestly, and like
Also,
I
if
need
you're
to
a
know that women
Markiplier,
love
I
them.
love you even more than my boyfriend.
Fucking love that.
Hunter's out there like, well,
Right.
okay, that's I
When
know.
Hunter
knows.
I
Yeah,
know.
he's just like, yeah, Markiplier's handsome.
When we
Markiplier
post this
would dump
YouTube
you
video-
for Markiplier.
Yes,
sorry.
Markiplier would dump you for Markiplier.
When I post this video on YouTube, I'm hashtagging it Markiplier. I need Keys to see it. I will email it to him with the timestamp that he needs to watch.
I
That's
fucking
all he
hate
needs.
this shit. Hate this shit. Don't even want to be here. Anyway,
Markiplier is
Karen,
sexy though.
Karen,
Frank's just like, back to Markiplier though. Gotta be sexy.
do you have any other stuff you want to share, Karen, or do you want to share like a tip on how you've, improved, whatever you like?
I guess I can kind of segue into, I guess, myself. I'm not gonna let it be long and dragging on, but, basically, in my life, it's, I have this difficulty with guys, and the reason, so here's basically starting from the beginning, but not dragging on, because that's not what I'm gonna do.
When I was 5 years old.
When I was born, when I exited the womb. No, so basically, my
The man
parents.
who handled me dropped me.
I was a baby, but I could tell. So basically, both of my parents, both of my parents are alcoholics. My father is a functioning alcoholic. My mother is a recovered alcoholic, and they divorced when I was 2 years old. So my entire life, my mother has raised my sister and I alone by herself. There's never been a man in the house, which, no hate to my dad. I fucking love my dad. I'd get to see him every once in a while. He's crazy. He's a lot like me. But I lived with just my mom and my sister, and that was how I grew up, just in a house of like 3 girls, and we all kind of like relied on each other and depended on each other. But my mom was really lonely. She was working full-time to support my sister and I, and she fell into alcoholism, and it was really difficult for many years. A lot of times, like, my sister and I would like find her just kind of like passed out and incoherent, and we'd have to try and take care of her, wondering should we call the cops. It was bad. Sometimes we'd go on vacations and I'd beg her not to drink so we could spend time with each other. I'd find a wine bottle and she would freak out and I'd freak out and I'd storm away, and we just had a rocky relationship because I've always loved my mother, and my sister was the one to be kind of like angry about it, I guess, and like yelling at her, I guess, and I was the one to kind of more defend her, I guess. But it always hurt really badly. And eventually she recovered. She has been sober for 6 years. She got a new job. Yeah, she got a new job. She actually got married to a guy that she met in AA, and they've been together for like 3 years now. I fucking love him. My stepdad.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Now they're literally they're these two just this couple living in California. They're like they love to work out, they love to eat healthy, and they're so funny. I love them, but they're living really happy lives. And my mom is just my inspiration.
You had me until eat healthy.
Of course. But my mom is my inspiration because seeing how she came out of that, and she's just such a strong person after like defeating, I guess, alcoholism for my sister and I. She really did it for us because she still apologizes for all of the hurt that was inflicted on us when we were younger. But the problem is that's still kind of there, I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll never fully.
It'll never go
never
away.
really goes away.
That's so
But
sweet.
I completely forgive her, and I love my mom. That's kind of like the first bit, and now the last bit, I guess, of really intense trauma in my life is with guys specifically. So because I never had a father, fuck men, fuck them, just kidding. Except for Anthong, fuck all of them except for Anthong and the skinny ones.
Old men.
I'm kidding. No, but like, so essentially, I never had a man in the house, so I was always kind of uncomfortable around guys. And I was also kind of considered to be a nerd when I was in school, severely bullied. I went to a Catholic school, actually, that my grandparents paid for. A Catholic school. And in Catholic school, as some
Christian
viewers
of
may
them.
know, if whoever has the most money are the families that get to make the rules there in terms of discipline. So I went through a period of, I was severely sexually harassed at that school by the lockers.
Catholic-
I'm
Sometimes
sorry, Karen.
Catholic
groups.
schools be like, we hate the gays, but also sexually harasses you at the schools.
Yeah, exactly.
So
What the fuck?
stupid.
So like groups of guys, and I was 12 years old, 11 years old, groups of guys would come up behind me at the lockers and beat me
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry,
and
Karen.
sexually harass me, like slapping my ass and then calling me
That's
ugly
fucked.
afterward. And
Karen,
so I'd
this-
go tell the teacher.
Tell us if you don't want this part in the episode, because this is like I
I don't care.
feel like this is like
It's
a
fine.
lot.
It's a part of who I am. It's fine. I don't care at this point. It ties into like who I am today, so I don't really mind that people know. I'd tell the teachers about it, and they'd say, okay, we'll do something about it, and nothing would be done about it because they're the kids with the richest families. So that's just kind of how it went. And I had to deal with it for a long time. And essentially, the way that it tied into who I am today is that I struggle day by day. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never been in any relationship. I rarely have feelings of attraction or like sexual attraction to men at all.
Yeah.
And it has me questioning every day, am I actually asexual, or have I just been so affected by my past that I can't trust men with my body? I can't get close to a man and that sort of thing. And I question it because there is someone that I like in my life a lot and someone that I trust, but it just has me continually question because I know that I'm not gay. I'm not interested in women, but it's a question of, am I asexual or not? And I don't know. I honestly, when people ask me, what's your sexuality? Because some people want to know, I just say, I don't know. I can't tell you. You know, I think that that's fair. I think it's fair that I get to say, I don't know.
That's so fair, yeah.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
Well,
So it's
you
affected
have
me.
not experienced, you haven't even gotten a chance to experience it, so it's like you won't really have the answers,
tough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Put a
so
label on yourself, yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
So I will say, my one tip is just if you are hurt, if you feel that you're being bullied or hurt by someone, get help as soon as you can. I know that it's tough. It's really difficult to go find and seek help. I know that it's easier said than done. People can sit on a podcast or a radio show all day and tell you, your therapist can tell you, well, your therapist is the help, but people around you can tell you, get help, get help, get help. And it's difficult to do. It's hard to take the first step, but I promise you, it will affect your future. The sooner you get it figured out, the more easily you can transition into the rest of your life is what I'm gonna say. So yeah, that's all I have to say, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have one question. Sorry. So just to be more specific about it, if you're okay with sharing,
Sure.
whenever you're going through this in Catholic school, was it a counselor or a therapist or someone you were able to go to talk about it, or did you just end up graduating out of it and going to find help then?
I didn't get therapy until I was in 8th grade, but by that time, I had told myself that it was because of me so many times, because I was ugly, because I was fat, because I had glasses and acne and shit like that I never told my therapist about what was happening to me, being consistently harassed. Literally, guys, and literally 11-year-old guys saying to me verbatim, Karen, sorry, but you're unfuckable. That is literally the word that they use.
Holy
So-
shit.
Imagine, I grew up in my life thinking to myself, yes, I am unfuckable. So, never any relationships with anyone at all.
Shout out to
ever.
those
It's
boys.
just-
I hope that they're dead. So yeah.
I hope that they don't have jobs right now in this economy. I hope they never ever find jobs. I hope the corona is fucking them up.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Jeez,
words carry
thank
weight,
you
my
for
friends.
sharing the story, though. Also, Karen,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
that's
course.
a
Yeah,
real.
that's
Super
who I
brave
am.
of you, Karen.
It
That's
made me who I
real
am,
shit.
so I don't mind sharing if I can help others. Remember, guys, your words carry weight. It is so
They
easy to say
freaking
one
do.
nice thing to someone instead of something like, oh, you're unfuckable. What does that do for anyone? When the world has ended, what has that done for the world? Nothing.
Literally.
Say something nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People on
nice.
Twitter, people on YouTube, the comment section.
Yeah.
Let's
There's-
think before we press that send.
Yeah, there's a lack of empathy that I constantly feel. It's not even just that they truly think through what the words will feel like to the other person. They just don't either think
Yeah.
about it or care, It just
Yeah.
Right.
They really
just
don't.
not
yeah.
there. But
Yeah.
damn. And also the fact that you were in therapy and but just didn't say anything, that's something that is actually an experience that I wish more people knew about, because yeah, I was in therapy, but especially the second time I went back to therapy, for the first session, the therapist looked at me, looked at my mom and said, I don't see anything wrong with her. She seems completely fine. We've talked through all this. And I went to the bathroom in the middle of that, and I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, it ends here. Like, we cannot keep fucking lying. We cannot stand here,
Yeah.
you know, waste our money, waste our time. You know,
Yeah.
this ends here. We need to be real. Even if it feels fake to me or like attention seeking to me, I need to like tell someone, you know. So
Yeah.
that's definitely an experience that even if you're at therapy, you know, you need to speak up. You know, it's important.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, for
Damn.
sure. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Is it
Sick.
is it my turn? I don't know.
I guess so.
I'm
Maybe that's a
thinking,
good
I
segue.
don't know.
yeah, maybe you should. I'm also thinking like, I had something I wanted to add on to that,
Yeah, because
but
if you want to,
forgot. No, because I also went
Take
through
your
the same thing in therapy where like,
yeah,
I used to just talk about it. But
Yeah.
then I would go, you know, then I would end with a saying, you know, but I'm like working with myself, and I would like prattle off basically like all of like the coping mechanisms I learned online and everything. And then, you know, therapy would just end, and then no progress would happen.
Yeah.
Right? It
Yeah.
wasn't until my therapist went like, hold up. Like, do you mind if I pace around for a little bit? And I was like, sure, right? And she starts pacing around the room. Every time you come in here, you always like, I want to help you with your problems, right? But it's like, you know, you have this sense of humor, and you tend to go about it like in a way that, you know, I feel like I'm floating with you, you know? And I just listen to you, and you're just like, oh, you know, but like I'm working on it, this. And I go like, oh, okay. And then the session ends and nothing happens. But you can't do that, right? And I was like, you have to address your trauma. Like, you have to. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck.
we love this thing.
Because like, yeah, just because
Yeah.
like, right, coping in therapy is that's not where you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to cope in therapy.
You can't put lol
You're supposed
JK
to
at
lay it
the
all
end of
bare.
it.
Yeah, you
Well,
can't put a lol
but
JK
like-
at the end.
But like JK though.
Yeah,
we're
but JK
fine.
though.
But JK.
But it's like, yeah, that's like.
It happens so often. I bring in people. I bring in
it's so
people from like
automatic,
family.
right?
Yeah, because you want like them to not worry, you know, because you're
Right,
told
yeah.
to do that. But this is a therapist. You're paying them. Why are you lying? Stop lying.
It's
No,
not
but I
really
feel
even
it.
lying. It's more like it's
Just
you're shy.
Yeah. It is
difficult to be vulnerable to people, even if you know you tell them like, yeah, I'll be vulnerable to you. Like, how do you even take those steps to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first session is never gonna go exactly how you want it, you know? I'll be honest, because like now I've gone through a couple therapists, like the first session is always there for you to just say everything you need to say, and they're gonna be like, you know what, you're right. And they're going to, you know, give you a lot of affirmation and all this, in my experience, so that you
Yeah.
feel comfortable coming back. Because if you have a really hard experience the first session, you're gonna be like, nope, no therapy, no thanks. You know?
Yeah.
But you gotta go,
Yeah,
gotta
that's
keep
true.
going.
Yeah.
It's real true.
But it's also hard when you don't really know like the underlying issues, which is why like it's a 50-minute session, right?
Yeah,
Some
sometimes
sessions are gonna
longer.
be there for you to walk through it, you know. Sometimes therapists gotta walk you there so you can understand. Sometimes you know what you're bringing up, and you can
Yeah.
say like, I want to talk about this today, but yeah. Why are we just talking about therapy? We're talking about trauma. We're talking about how to address trauma. It's the same thing. Yeah.
You know, you think the moment you walk into therapy, you're like, okay, I've done it. I've gone. It's gonna happen now. No, it's a team effort
No.
between you and the therapist.
You have to put
trying
in the
get to
work.
there.
It is work, right? Did
is
your
work.
therapist also refer to it as work? Like,
I
good
got
work.
worksheets. Yes,
you have
work. Yes, no,
worksheets?
she says that. I used to have
So,
worksheets.
So
like-
nice.
So I went through like a couple therapists before I got to like a good one. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember the first one didn't do anything until I had a suicide attempt. The second one would just have me sit there and go through like a workbook, and then eventually was just like talk to my mom, was like, there's nothing more I can do for him. And then the third one was like mean. She was mean. She was a very mean therapist and not like her methods. And then we got to the therapist that I have today, who's really cool and chill and actually uses what she knows and what she's learned to
Wow.
help
I'm
and relate
I'm
it to
glad
things
you
that
kept
make
going,
sense in my
though.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, glad you
good.
kept going because
'Cause,
like
like,
a
I
lot
wouldn't
of
give it
people
up.
think one a lot of people also think one therapist fits all, right? But like,
Yeah.
people specialize in things for a reason. There are like a lot of people in the same field for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
You really do have to shop around, and like, don't be discouraged if you can't
Yeah.
find, if the first one doesn't work or if the second one doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I gave
It's
up
sort of-
for a year or two, you know, because I was just
Yeah,
like,
me
this is
too.
never going to work for me, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
me too.
convinced I was like better. I wasn't. and then I went back.
yeah.
It's a journey, man.
It is.
It's definitely a journey. Yeah.
But not to discourage
Yeah.
anyone. Try therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to discourage anyone, and like some of your traumas might also like discourage you from speaking up as well, because you're scared that if you speak up, and well, this is from my case anyway, I feel like every time I speak up and say the wrong thing, I feel either spoiled,
Uh-huh.
you know, or like stupid. You know, and you don't want to feel those things, and no matter how much validation you get from your therapist, you still feel it.
Yeah.
It never hurts to
But-
talk to someone. I know that it's scary at first, but it never hurts to just get it out there.
Yeah.
It never
and
does
it is
hurt,
important.
but like
it's important to talk to the right person as well, you know.
True.
Because also,
yes,
like,
don't talk
you're gonna-
about your traumas willy nilly.
yeah, because if it gets into the hands of someone who turns around and is like a horrible person, that's going to set you back, you know. And it
Yeah.
just watch out for those people. They're assholes.
Yeah, you know,
I'm
like that
sorry.
one Nichijou episode where she was just like,
I know.
you know which one I'm talking about, right?
The
Like, she's just
$100.
like, yes! She's just like, hey, tell me who you like in class. And she's like, no, it's a secret. And the other girl's just like, well, I'll give you a million yen for it, which I think roughly translates to $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it, right? And then
Yeah.
the girl's just like, okay, I like Tanaka-kun. And then she goes, hey, everybody, this girl likes Tanaka-kun. And then the girl's just like, what the fuck? And then the other girl goes around and slams 1 million yen on her desk.
Slam.
What a God.
Like, fuck yeah. Wish I could do
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Not a good thing.
Not
No,
a good
I
thing.
mean, not a good thing, but still,
but
I wish I had
having
a million.
$1 million yen at your disposal.
Hell yes. That's sexy.
Okay.
That's
Julie,
always
it's your
sexy. But
turn.
yeah, don't talk about your traumas willy-nilly. Even though we do, we also put
I
in the
know.
work
Yeah.
to get to this point.
True.
You know?
I mean, now I'm an open book and my therapist can't stop me from talking, so
Yes.
Yeah. It's
that
true.
did not happen before.
That's a good sign.
And also, no one can give
Good
you a shout
sign.
on Twitter. And also, we're getting paid to talk about our traumas in this episode.
Also, I've got
getting paid?
real
Do we have a sponsor
traumas
yet?
beyond even that. So
Oh, yeah,
these are my
okay.
like
Yeah.
these are like my display
paying us
case
per
traumas.
episode. We're like, I will,
display
for,
case traumas.
for $10 an episode, I will tell
Trophy
you about my
traumas.
problems. That's
I've got
literally
like
what
little
this episode
display
is.
traumas now. But okay. So let me think of one of my display traumas. I think
This
this
is
one
so
is non-harmful. And I still don't fully understand it. I think I should probably bring it up with my therapist at some point again. But
Yeah.
so the transition between like elementary and middle school is like really difficult for me, and I'm still unsure why. Part of me still believes that there was some sort of like chemical change within me because of puberty that was like suddenly I'm just almost a completely different person, and I'm sad and crying all the time. That was never me before that. I used to be popular in elementary. I have no idea who that girl is. Anyway, so the chemical changes. And I remember there was a girl across the street that was like super popular. And she had like this huge birthday party, and like you could hear the light, or you could hear the music and the lights and all that. And I looked out my bedroom window and I just cried. Like I didn't,
God.
I'm not even fully sure why. And like around that same, I think it was that same night, I used to, it's kind of a nerdy thing, but I used to rollerblade as like an exercise. Because I was like,
that's so cool.
I was like 10. I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And so like I would rollerblade around like the block. And as I was passing by the park, there were like some older kids on dirt bikes that started like yelling at me or something, and I got like really scared, and I started like going as fast as I could, and they chased me. They chased me around the block until I finally got
Bye.
home. And they're just shouting shit at me, and like I was so terrified. But the weirdest thing was that the first emotion I felt was shame. You know, I felt I can never tell anyone this. I can never tell anyone this. I'm ashamed, blah, blah, blah. And I just went to my room and I cried. And like, that was my entire summer. And I still don't fully understand it. But what I know, similar to Karen, is like, I have like some sort of complex with men in general. And I'm not completely sure why or how, or if like that was the beginning of it or like some sort of like effect of it. But like for me, that still stays with me. I'm like weirdly afraid of strangers as well. Like I will genuinely feel like if I walk into a store, like they'll just point at me and be like, get out. And I'll just be like, okay, like I'll leave. Like, I feel like they're gonna do that. Or like someone's gonna like beat me up and shit. I don't know why. But it's a very visceral feeling. And so like that really like stunted my ability to like make friends, my ability to feel like freedom in general, because like I just really am afraid of people on some level. And like, it was never really addressed, or like, I don't even know the start of it. So that is just one thing. But I don't know. For me, I guess the way that like I am trying to cope with it that may or may not help other people who may be in my position is just like, at first I thought that having my sister, who is like extremely, you know, outgoing, very well liked by other people, I thought by going with her to places and always having her there was helpful to me. And it was in some way because I could watch people, but when she finally left home, I was kind of left to my own defenses to like figure out social situations. It turned out that I was actually better on my own instead of having to be with, you know, my sister, who I always kind of was jealous of because she was like the center of the attention. And I didn't have to compete with her anymore. And I could finally, I guess, without people that I knew being around, I could finally become like a person of my own, I feel. So in a way, I think relying on other people is helpful at first to be able to, like, you know, say you're afraid of going into Wendy's, you know. Not to say I'm afraid of going into Wendy's, but like, you know, having a person there with you is really helpful. You get to know like the place, you're not surprised by anything, you know, the people.
Right.
But you can't continuously have that other person there. You need to be able to go and do it yourself. And I guarantee you it seems scary, but it's going to be, that's going to be the switch that turns it. You know, you're going to be able to be like, wow, I'm my own person. It feels natural, you know. So shout out to all
like
the people.
Exposure therapy to me.
No, it's definitely exposure therapy, you know. And shout out to those people who, you know, developmentally struggled, you know, just to like feel normal in public. So you're not alone.
Yeah. You're not alone.
I'm still there.
You're not alone. Can you order by yourself in a restaurant yet, Julie?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I used to be really scared. I'll be honest. Like, I would memorize it in my head until they got to me.
Yeah.
I still feel that anxiety if it's like a really custom order where I'm like, I don't see it on your menu, but I know you do it. Like, I bit my tongue. I bit my tongue recently while I had memorized it in my head. I bit my tongue in the middle of speaking. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Anyway, yes, they had chicken Alfredo. So yeah. I wish they just had it on the menu. So I could point to it and not be like,
Alfredo?
and it's the best chicken Alfredo like in the tri-state area. Fucking amazing. But
Damn.
yeah, it's complicated. It's a complicated living, but trauma's there. Trauma stays with me, you know, but at least I recognize like this is a weird response, and you know, this is not what normal people do, you know. There was a lot of comparing notes on like, hey, to my sister, you know, how did you feel going in there versus like how I felt going in there? And it was interesting to see like the differences. So
When you say normal, you mean You mean neurotypical, right?
Well, okay, like I guess like more just
I
regular
guess.
people like that can just like walk into a store and order, you know, whatever. Like
Yeah, you mean
They're not-
neurotypical.
Or of like
It's
people
not,
not
normal.
affected by the kind of traumas you have, right? Because I
But,
also learned this in
okay.
therapy as well, that like you get certain neural patterns that you like link things together, but other people don't necessarily do it, right? Like,
Yes.
you go into a store and you think, oh, he's gonna fucking attack me.
Yes.
Because, you know, maybe it's happened before, maybe it's like a different situation, but like other people without that trauma can go in and like face the situation.
yeah, but also
with
not to
as
say
much
that
escalation.
not to say that they're neurotypical, because I've also found that other people just have different fears and different problems that I can help them with. And that kind of makes me feel better, so that like, you know, say I need someone to help me go navigate a social situation, you know,
Yeah.
I can be like, and I'll help you with that thing that, you know, you struggle with, you know, because we just have different, you know, weaknesses and stuff that is hard for us, you know.
That's true.
And I'm not as embarrassed of it anymore, you know, because
That's good.
it just
'Cause you
it is what it
shouldn't.
is. It be what it be.
Yeah, it'd be like that
Yeah.
sometime.
It'd be what
It
it
really
is.
fucking be like that sometimes.
But anyway, I'm done talking. I'll shut up now.
Don't you have to shut up?
I'll shut
never,
up forever.
never feel like you have to shut up.
That's one of my trophy
Should we talk about
traumas.
another trauma?
Wow, do we want
Another
to?
trauma. I've just
Also,
had
sorry,
a flashback thanks to
sorry,
Anthong.
I've been like so quiet. Like, Karen, when you were talking about like, I didn't want to. I'm bringing it up because it like affected me too. When you were like,
Bring it up.
talking like about like your parents and how like your mom was like an alcoholic and like she like like worked through all that and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, wish I could like have that because I'm dealing with something very, very similar, and
I wish I
It's-
could give it to you.
and I'm happy.
You have been
when-
for a while, right,
and when
Anthong?
it's part of why I have the issues with my dad that I have, and
Yeah.
well, and like I'm happy that like for you, like you got that closure, and like your mom is like doing so much better and stuff, and it's just like I was just like when you were talking about it, I was like sitting here thinking, and I was just like, must be nice. I don't know.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that I have such a strong-willed
Yeah.
mom, but it's not everybody's like that. So
Yeah, and so I was just
I
kind of
get
like
you, man.
thinking about that.
that's tough
It's an everyday thing here.
every day.
It's for sure tough.
But yeah, that's why I was quiet. So sorry. It's,
No.
we're dealing.
Sorry,
my
fine.
trauma.
Anthong,
My
you
trauma.
are
fine.
dealing with it
I
your
love you.
own way.
My
It's
trauma's
fine.
a work in progress, y'all.
Oh.
I love you forever,
for
Anthong.
I love you guys. Let's also have a cry fest now on call.
Okay,
boy.
3, 2,
Okay.
1. Why am I the only
That's why I said I have my display traumas and then my real traumas, which I'm not even gonna
My display.
fucking touch right now.
That's what it meant.
I don't even know if I have any, like, I talk about my traumas a lot, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's in Tumblr,
First you'd be
Twitter.
like, I'm monetizing my trauma, so if I have to have
Yeah,
them,
if
I'm
I'm
gonna make
gonna
money off of
suffer,
them.
at least I can make money off of it, right? No.
That's true.
I mean,
money off your
you're not
traumas.
wrong, queen.
There's more, but not for the public. For you guys, sure, but not for the public.
Yes. This
Yes.
This call will continue after.
Probably.
Should we wrap it up
Only
though? Are
thing-
we gonna talk
do I
about more
have any, like-
traumas?
I feel bad. It's been pretty long, but we
I'm
still need
always
to
happy to
Richie.
talk about traumas.
Okay.
What's like a low level one I could probably
A
talk
low
about?
level. Tier
low
B
level trauma.
What's a
Toss out.
slime? What's a slime level?
A slime
Slime
level,
level?
trauma.
It's not like SSR trauma. It's like the normal trauma at the end, the rare.
Oh, I'm always I'm very scared of rejection.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right? I can't apply to jobs because I am scared that I will get rejected, and so I don't apply to them at all.
That's really tough.
I don't do anything that will end in me getting a rejection because it feels very bad. I don't even
Yeah.
know where this trauma's from. I think I know where it's from.
You know where it's from. Tell us.
I definitely know where it's from.
If you go from, I don't know where it's from, I think I know where it's from, it's gonna be, I know where it's from very soon.
It's from my mom. It's because I was
fair.
always a fat kid. I'm still a fat kid, but like I was always fat
No,
growing up. But looking back now, right? Exactly. Looking back now, I was fine. But it was never enough for my mom. She would also always project because she also got like, you know, after she had me and my sister, she used to be thick skinny, like my sister skinny, you know, like very, very small skinny girl. Whatever she ate wouldn't affect her, right? But
Yeah.
like as she grew older, like, and she still can't accept it now. It's very hard for her. She's always like, you know, and anyway, but that's where it's from. I just, every time I thought, you know, I did good and lost weight, it's because of what my mom told me. Every time I looked in the mirror, it's never enough. And like, so I was
Sorry,
like,
hon.
so I try, right? And so it led to, you know, instead of me doing a thing, presenting it and her rejecting me, why not just let her reject me all the time?
Yeah.
Like, at least it won't feel that bad. Right?
I'm
So I just stopped
really
trying.
sorry, Rachie. Like I know
Like,
I
I
don't
only
need to
s- yeah.
apologize, but I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
really shitty. That's like and what can you do? You know, that's the past, but at least recognizing it, you know, is like
Yeah, it's definitely recognizing it, you know, like my therapist told me also I have like inner parents in me where they're like, my parents don't have to berate me. I already do it for myself, right?
Yep.
See, Julie's nodding. Julie's
Hell yeah,
nodding
girl.
because she gets it.
feel that. Julie's like,
but
I
it wasn't
feel
even my
that.
parents. They were fucking strangers. They were my teachers. It's weird.
Wow.
My parents were
Valid.
like,
whoever we
whatever.
seek validation from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted it.
Yeah,
just
you just
needed it.
wanted it. I also
Gimme,
still want
gimme.
validation from my parents, but like, again, don't think I'll ever get it, and I'm still trying to deal with that too. But yeah, that's where rejection comes from. That's also, I only started losing weight this year, and I only realize now, like, it literally, yeah, because I don't get validation from my parents. I get it from food, strangely enough.
Oh yeah.
But like once I like separated that from food, I like lost like 14 pounds. Like I'm on a roll, you know.
Hell
so
yeah. Girl. Damn. Damn.
I'm on a roll.
You're doing great.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm like over here like I eat because it
I will
makes me
validate
feel
you.
something. Like
You know what? Jimmy, eating now makes me not feel anything. I don't feel anything when I eat anymore. So that's a whole separate problem.
Actually, Karen, I wish that were me because when I eat, I feel something, and it's nausea because I'm allergic to 90 things. Literally,
goddamn
you want to know the two foods that don't upset my stomach? Rice, white rice, and corn. That's it.
Did you say porn?
I can make you a
Corn,
porn.
corn,
I heard
C-O-R-N.
porn. Okay, sorry.
I mean, like, yeah,
good.
white rice and porn.
Oh my god, that peak.
Wanna
I'm so
upset your
sorry,
tummy?
Julie. You're gonna have to deal with my peaks a lot.
That's fine. I have a lot of peaks too because I'm a dumbass, but that's fine.
Oh, did you guys know the isotope stuff is like on sale right now? It's only $50 for like
Yes, I
the
need a
entire
link to it.
beginner
I
set.
need a link to
Isotope is
it.
betraying me, so I'm
I
angry.
saved the link. What?
But this one is a valid one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you know
sure
Grand
about
Theft Auto is free right now
Whoa, wait, for real? On PlayStation?
on Epic Games? On like
Yeah,
the,
Grand Theft Auto
yeah,
5
on the
yeah.
computer. Yeah.
By the way, we're playing Fortnite after this, right?
I hate you
Yes.
so much. I don't even have it downloaded. Anyway,
You will.
I'll figure it out.
It's fun. It's fun. We can be a squad.
Yes.
I suck at it.
We are a
We
squad.
can just die.
I don't understand video games.
Okay, all you have to do in Fortnite is you just have to hide until they pick off all the people
Ooh.
first. And then if you do die, at least you're like in the top 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear a low-key trauma that's developed or shaped me because of like, and it has to do with video
Fortnite?
games?
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm terrified of playing video games. I get actual anxiety because for some reason, like when I grew up, I never got to play them. I only got to watch because my older siblings were like so much better at them. And like for some reason, the moment I don't know, I know they were kind of mean about it, but I don't remember anything specifically. But like now, anytime I try to actually play it, I either get really weirdly, sickeningly lonely or like really, really anxious. And I just feel like overwhelmed and I can't like learn it. And like that's a huge thing. But yeah, I'm trying to get over it. I'm playing simple video games right
Playing
now.
Animal Crossing,
You know?
yeah.
You're
Playing
playing Resident
simple
Evil
ones,
2.
you know, that don't make me feel like a dumbass. You know, that's cool.
Yeah,
You got this.
Listen, you can't feel like a dumbass in Resident Evil 2 because everyone fucking dies in that game.
Okay, it's easy to feel like a dumbass because it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to run. Okay, I didn't know there was like a button where like
Okay,
twist it forward
PlayStation
and
controllers
down.
should not have the press. They should not have the L and R3.
I don't know why
That's
it does
stupid.
that.
No.
I don't know why it does that, but it's whatever.
All right.
So anyway,
wrap up. Final thoughts.
do we want to do a wrap up?
Rachel,
Rachel,
Sure.
Tim
Do we
Tams.
have a Twitter thing to read?
Oh
Yes.
fuck, we have the Twitter
We'll read
thing.
it after
We
this.
do.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up
We do.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I never said the tip that I learned.
Yeah.
Tip I learned is that sometimes you will feel trauma, that you'll be triggered, and like in the most clinical sense of the word, okay? Don't
Yeah.
fuck this up. You'll feel triggered at very strange situations. And, you know, like maybe your boyfriend is taking a tone at you that
you
you
were gonna say-
associate with your parents, like angrily washing dishes at you or whatever. Or maybe he'll get mad at you. Get mad at the game, but you'll think it's your fault because trauma. You should acknowledge it. I think I found that acknowledging it because I found that what my therapist says is every feeling has an underlying need, right? And so when I have the time, usually it's like before I sleep, I'll be like, okay, how did I feel today? What was the need? What can I do to address it moving forward? I think that's helped a lot.
That's actually
And I
really
think that's
good.
something, yeah. I think that's something everybody can also like start doing too, right?
God, I should do that.
It's like an easy thing to
When
do.
I get ready for bed, I lay there and I'm like, quick, fall asleep. Please don't let your brain work anymore. Please fall asleep. Please fall asleep.
No, but it's also because like, and I was also watching this is gonna go on a little bit of a tangent again, but I was also watching this therapy live stream thing on Twitch where this dude basically addresses like lonely gamers and stuff. And I've been talking to you guys about this lately, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've talked about this to like the general audience before. But I think he was talking to like Lily Pichu about it, and he was teaching her this meditation that basically harps on the fact that, you know, like when you're sleeping in the morning, like when you just wake up in the morning, it's really easy to fall back asleep. But when you're trying to sleep at night, it's very hard, right? It's because your mind is very wound up. And so what he taught her to do is to like go through the events of the day backwards to get to that unwound state of mind. And while it doesn't work for me, it sort of works in the same way that like you're still very strung up because maybe like you've had thoughts that weren't like closed up, or like you've had feelings that weren't addressed, or like things that, you know, because your mind goes through a lot every day, and that's compounded by the fact that we live, you know, on social media a lot, especially those probably listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really helped me just like, okay, you know, I feel like after I've tackled them, it's sort of easier for me to be like, okay, tomorrow's another day. Let's do better or whatever.
yeah.
However it is I feel. Or tomorrow's another day. Hopefully it takes me, but at least I can sleep easier, you know?
I think that's a really good meditation. I'm gonna share that with some people I know.
I like
Might
that.
need that.
Yeah. Hopefully it works for you guys. I learned this from my therapist. We're not therapists, and like don't
Yeah,
take this
no.
as like
Yeah.
medical advice, but like maybe this can help. Anyway, let's wrap up. What did
do
we
some
learn
Twitter.
today, kids?
Hell yeah. I don't know. Acknowledge
did we
your
learn?
shit.
Yeah. It's not,
Yeah,
an,
I guess
it's
like-
not an excuse, it's a responsibility.
Yeah, be patient at yourself. These are very deep-rooted, like traumas are very deep-rooted problems that have probably shaped you into the person you are today. They're not necessarily bad or good. You know, it's like, it's not an... What was the thing you said about mental illness? It's like, it's not your fault, but you
it's
have to
not
be
your fault.
responsible for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your responsibility.
But you gotta be
though.
responsible for it,
It's not
yeah.
an excuse, it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, just be, I think also, just be compassionate to yourself.
Be kind to one another.
It's the least
and
we
yourself.
can do
Yeah.
during these very
Yeah.
trying times.
And it's
Get
not
help,
Easier
future
said than
you will
done,
thank you.
but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not silly.
It's not silly. It's not embarrassing. Well, it can be embarrassing, but you know, like if you feel a feeling, you know, that's completely valid. You are valid.
It is valid.
You know.
Yes, do not shove it into a box or laugh it off. My
not sh-
therapist specifically told me me not to, so I am telling you not to as well. Do not.
You're like,
Where's
I
my
have to-
box?
if I can't do it, you can't do it either.
Yes, you can compartmentalize it. You know, you can like be like, okay, I felt this. I'm gonna deal with it later. You know, especially if it comes during like, I don't know, maybe your boss is looking at you the way your dad looks at you when he looks at you disappointingly. But like, of course you can't cry then. Just compartmentalize it. You know, just like.
Julie's putting her head into her shirt. Even if there's a director that like really like reminds you of your dad and like, but he's worse and like, God, you were just like in a car accident, but you don't want to like say that right now because then they'll be like, oh, she's needy. But like anyway,
Yeah. Oh, she's needy. Oh, yeah.
let's
See-
just take that emotion, put it to the side, wait till we get
Put
home.
it to the side. Wait till you get home. Remember to actually open it back up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Don't procrastinate it, or you'll forget.
Yeah. Also, your friends are always there for you.
ADHD people be like, I'll deal with this later, and then deals with like 9 gajillion other things, and then forgets about it, and then accidentally ends up repressing it.
Yeah. Like, oops. It just goes into the void.
Oops, I
It's like,
repressed it, but on
oopsie.
accident.
I pretend I do not see. I really do not see.
I pretend.
Where
not
did
to-
it go?
Where did it go?
I should
Like
have
out of
seen.
sight, out of mind, man.
Out of sight, out of
Damn.
mind. Out of
Yeah,
body.
Karen, do you have anything to say?
Let's see. Somebody gives a shit about you. I promise. And you are valid. And go find someone to help you. Future you will thank you. I'm on your side.
Yeah. We are all on your side. They are very hard to deal with, but
It's tough.
you know,
It's tough.
like we just want you to enjoy life, man.
Please.
You deserve
Heck yeah.
happiness. And you
Please.
What other
deserve
reason?
like
life.
Like, what
a
other
nice
reason?
life. Yeah.
What other reason is there to be alive, to be honest? Like, we're all here on, like, this... Imagine, we're on this, like, spinning rock in the middle of a vast universe. We're all gonna die. The fuck?
Heading
like,
towards.
let's all just be happy.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's just.
Perspective.
It's not even just. I mean, like life's gonna throw everything it has at you, but
Yeah.
you know,
Life.
if you address this, at least you're gonna be a little more equipped to deal with it, and you're not gonna suffer as much.
Life is like a monkey throwing poo everywhere, so let's not pretend it's
Yeah.
not there, because it is there and it's throwing
It
poo
is there.
everywhere.
Yeah. You guys can do it.
Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
got- you guys-
Do your
you guys-
best. We got
yeah.
this.
Do your best.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all got this.
Anyway, Twitter question time.
Can I introduce this as something that happened to me real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
yes.
So I retweeted the Yonaka Tea Time tweet out to my followers. It's okay. It's okay.
Do you want to retweet it now, Julie?
I can. 1 second.
See what happens.
Let me do it.
So I retweeted it, and I woke up in the morning completely forgetting that I retweeted it, and I wake up to my notifications full of people saying things like, "Get your shit together. You think too much about yourself. Stop." Like, and then I'm like, and they're like, stop hating yourself so much, or like, stop being the way you are. No one gives a shit, etc. Like stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? What the fuck did I do? And then I look and I'm like, oh, they're responding to the tweet, not me. Okay. But I had a panic attack when I woke up because I thought they were all directed at me. People saying these things that they would say to themselves about me, to me, is what my mind thought when I opened Twitter.
You're like,
Oh my god, Karen, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
so
I wasn't
sorry.
used to it. It's fine. It's funny in hindsight, so no worries. Looking forard to reading them.
Yeah,
There
but
are
you're
100
still
of them.
valid. What you felt in the moment was still valid.
Thank you. I was very scared.
Damn.
Oh my
I
god,
feel
sometimes
that.
that happens to me too. Yeah.
Yep. Or they're like replying to something you retweeted that's like completely not even you're a part of at
Yeah,
all.
and you're just like,
wait, wait, wait,
what?
wait. Please untag me.
Please don't tag me.
This is triggering me. Please.
I am way too sensitive to be on social media. I know that.
For sure. Here, let me actually just start a new thing in our server that's Twitter stuff.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter posts.
I should just
Okay.
randomize
There we go.
these.
Okay, so we asked on Twitter if y'all could give, and I said y'all.
Texas.
Y'all.
I don't know why I do this. If y'all
y'all.
could give your childhood self one piece of advice, what would it be? : 0. Anyway,
Oh, the emoticon.
let's take this one by DM Dokuro. And it says, "It's not your fault that you're different. You'll understand in time."
Oh,
I like that.
That's very nice advice.
these are gonna
That's a
make
good
me
one.
cry.
I told you, like, a lot of these. I told them about this before we started recording, but a lot of these are like really nice, very very sweet things. I start crying last time when I started reading
I really
it.
like this one by Odavy, at No Dobbs. They say, for everything you think you did wrong, someone will forgive you. I forgive you. I'm gonna die. Oh, this is so sweet. These are like going
That's a
to
good
tear me
one.
apart.
Here's one that
all
I
of these.
like. This one's by Sage at Team Ketchup, and they say, "Sometimes some friendships aren't meant to last, and that's okay. You'll get by with those who actually care about you." That's really
Who was that one
indicative
from?
of. That was from Sage at Team Ketchup. Yeah, I really relate to that one. Thank you. I relate to that with you guys now, sitting here now. So thanks.
Oh, cute. That's so sad. I mean, no, that's so sweet, but I'm sad.
That's so sad.
That's so sad.
So sweet.
So sad of you, no. Oh my god. Anthong, do you see any that you like?
Yeah, you guys gave some like really like, well, these are all good, but this one is like the only way I can describe these two tweets from this person is like how my brain works.
Oh boy.
Wait.
It's by Jacqueline? Oh no, it says
Jaqueline.
Jaqueline, my dude. It says,
Hell yeah.
to stay kind, because even if the horse girls bully you, it doesn't mean you gotta be like them. Be like them. People will love you for being yourself. Also, don't search up MLP humans on Google. You're too young and filled with pride to lose your innocence in such a way. Actually, there's a lot I'd like to tell my younger self. It's hard to word it in a tweet. And I'm like,
Oh god.
Oh,
I love that so
I feel
much.
that one.
Yeah, that's fucking
Can I-
hilarious.
Can I give a quick shout out also to there are many comments like this, so I'm just gonna give like a general shout out to the people commenting like to your past self. You would say, "You're a girl and it's okay. You're a boy and it's okay." I fucking love you guys. Just so you know,
Yeah.
you're so
Yes.
fucking valid, and I love you.
yes.
Karen,
100%.
Karen, I think I found the tweet that like alerted you this morning because it says
Yeah?
to Yonaga Tea Time and Demon Dice. Karen, it says start working on your passion project now because when you're old and get responsibilities, you have less time to work on them. And I just imagine Karen like, oh, what did I do?
What did I do? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would tell
that
myself,
one?
learn kanji, you idiot.
That one was from Connoisseur of Swag. Good name. Good name.
Heck yeah.
I really like this one for no apparent reason, but this is by Untu Santiago. I'll give you the link, Richie. He says, try volleyball.
I got it.
Turns out the only sport your parents didn't make you practice is the one that you discover you like 8 years later.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
I love
Sometimes
that.
I was just like, damn.
My parents forced me to do so many things, and the things that I ended
I
up
know.
enjoying, some of them were the things they forced me to do in different ways, but a lot of the things were things, no, that I would have never tried. You know, just now that I have so much time with the quarantine. Anyway,
I feel that one. This one person has a picture of Dr. Phil, and I need to scroll past
no.
it or I'm gonna laugh.
Okay, wait, I have one. I have one that's important for so many people. It's from CattyCat1125, and they said, you don't have to deal with abusive people, even if they're family. Also, it's not your fault.
Yes.
You didn't do anything wrong, and you didn't deserve any of it.
It's a good one.
yes.
Oh, that's a sweet one.
yes.
I've been
support.
obsessed with this quote. I can't remember where I heard it, but it has to do with just like people feeling like because they're family, it means you need to do everything for them, or because they're family, they're closer than everybody else. And I forget who said the quote, but it's like, it's not. You know the quote, "Blood is thicker than water."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just saying like family support. It's not how it's not how would it go? It said something like, it's not how thick that the blood is, it's how they bleed for you is the quote. So it's, are they willing to bleed for you? Yeah.
I like that.
Ooh,
Damn.
I like that.
Which was, I thought was a very, very, very important and real thing.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
I hate that this Jimmy Neutron profile picture just says one word, Bitcoin.
Jesus.
I fucking
That's a good one. That's, hey, that's
That
real
is
though.
so on brand.
That's real. I wish I
Yeah.
could say Bitcoin to myself.
Dude,
I'd be a
one
millionaire.
of my
Bitcoin.
friends back in high school had 1.7 Bitcoin.
Holy fuck. That person's a millionaire.
I hope he's doing good now.
1.6,
really
is that a
do.
lot?
Yeah, it's a
Dude,
good.
at the
that's
peak
like
of it, one
$100,000.
Bitcoin was $20,000.
God, I wish that were me. Do you know how?
I also
do you know
had
how
another
many
friend who used to
bit do-
mine
how many-
Bitcoins.
How many Bitcoins are in a bit dollar?
I'm gonna shit all over your face.
About time, yeah.
Caesar, I want all of us to take a math test.
Oh god, I'd fail
Like
so
a second
hard.
grade math test.
I don't know. I think I'd fail.
We could try doing that on a
great.
live stream.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. I'm gonna kick y'all ass.
Okay, actually, I love these really short ones. There's
too.
Gremlin A 125 BPM at Nar Raptor. They just say do music, ignore gender.
I
Very
like that.
cool. That's
good.
very
Do
to
music,
the point.
ignore gender.
Do
Hell
music,
yeah.
ignore gender. Do it.
I
Hell
like
yes.
I like this person, Annie Kitty at Annie Katronic says, "Don't be stupid."
I'm sorry, it's a disease. It's terminal.
I also like this one by Soriku
stupid.
Love Mail.
I
They
was
say,
looking
"Do-
at that
do-
one.
Oh, I saw that one. Don't
Do not
get into
get into
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts.
It'll ruin your life." Good shit, Soriku. I like that.
Asa,
What's the Annie Kitty one? Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Asa
okay.
at Asa Cover said, "Don't rush. Dreaming is the best gift you have. You'll grow up eventually, so take your time, laugh, jump, and be the child you are."
Hell
I'm gonna
yes.
cry.
I know, like I'm like tearing up at all these.
I'm like tearing up just a little.
I'm about to have a cry fest. Who's with me?
Yeah, me too.
Let me read another one. At Crevelation said, "You don't need to lie to get people to like you. If they're worth being your friend, if they're worth being friends with, they'll like you for the real you."
That's
sick.
nice. And next,
sick.
I would say
That's
I also
sick.
like Yukari at Absolute Yakumo says, "Trust no bitches."
True. True.
Trust no bitches.
So true. Something
true.
fishy says don't trust boys.
Hell
JK,
yes.
take your time on difficult projects and ask for help if you can't figure it out. That one's good.
Aw.
That one's a good one. What else?
I
I
like,
feel like I want to
um,
read through all of these.
Right.
I like Marufu at Marufu-kun. They just say, don't run away from your fears. Have courage, lots of courage. Don't even think about success or failures. It'll make your future self proud. That's sweet.
I like that.
At
These are gonna kill me.
Shuko
Yeah.
at Shuko S_H_.
I was gonna
Uko
say that one too.
said, "Art school is a fucking scam, and just teach yourself how to draw. You do that anyways in the end."
Actually, I disagree with that. Actually,
Oh, you went to art school. That's right.
I did. And here's what I'm gonna say. Here's my take on that. I learned a lot in art school. In fact, I'm actually, and my art school that I went to offered me a lot of opportunities. For example, I'm talking to publishers right now that I wouldn't be talking with otherwise because of that school. Now, that's not to say that some art schools aren't a scam. Some of them are. And that's also not to say that there are people that won't learn anything in art school, and that's fine. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot about motion media. I learned a lot about comics. But at the same time, there are also people that don't need to pay that money to learn what I learned, and that's cool with me. That's how I am with sound engineering. Some people go to school to learn how to be sound engineers and do music. I taught myself how to do that, and I think I do a damn good job. I think I do as good as some people that went to school for it. It's just how it is. School is what you make of it, is all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah.
School's
your
definitely what
opinion
you
is
make of
valid.
it.
Your opinion is valid.
no.
I disagree with it,
Yeah.
in my own way. So yeah.
No, and
Yeah.
I think it really is like even for me, my experience with like art teachers
case.
were so divided. Even one art teacher where like I really am thankful for him or to him for so many things, but at the same time he also gave me a lot of my own fears, you know, that I didn't have before. So it's a really complicated relationship, you know, so everyone
Right.
has to traverse it themselves, you know. It sucks.
For sure.
It's case by case, man.
Yeah.
But these replies, amazing. Fucking
These
love it.
replies
these are really
great.
good.
You guys did a
kicked
good
ass.
job.
Yeah.
You guys are also really valid. And
I love everyone.
good luck.
Also, if you ever just need
Yeah.
more encouragement, go through this thread.
Yeah.
It is a good
Yeah,
thread.
go through this
How
thread.
many, how
It's
many
a very
replies
nice
are there?
thread.
100?
Like
Like
110.
100-ish, yeah.
Is that a record? That's crazy.
This is like the type
No,
of
I
stuff I
think we've
write
had
for
more.
like New Year's and then like burn, you know?
Yep, for sure. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Nope.
I think I'm about out of stuff to say.
Okay, sick. Thank you guys so much for listening to our episode. We were Yonaka Tea Time.
That was fun.
Again, we release new episodes monthly. Next
weekly.
month is gonna not weekly,
Not
monthly.
weekly.
Next week is next. Oh fuck! Next month is gonna be a pod.
Did you just say next month is gonna be a podcast? It sure as hell is gonna be a podcast.
She said next
It's gonna be a live stream. It's gonna be a live stream.
Fucking
We will
nightmare.
figure out the details. If you guys actually have any suggestions on what we can do for the live stream, please put it in the comments. Add us at Yonaka
Yes.
Tea Time. We are available on all social media platforms. If you need a USB recording of this episode, just email us again, yonakateatime@gmail.com.
A what?
The USB with the recording in it.
Anthong's like, I'll be mailing them.
You said that with such vindication, such like determination, like, and I just like believed you, Des. I was like, we're doing that now? I was like, are you doing that? Is this what you have been doing these past couple of days?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Either way, you can find us everywhere podcasts are streaming. That includes, we're on Google Podcasts, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on
Anchor.
Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, your mom's basement. And you can
Eventually
also
Pornhub.
follow us. You can also follow us on social media. All the links are below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. To
Yes.
our YouTube channel. We have a
Yeah.
new one. We are probably gonna have the live stream here, and
Yeah.
we're gonna keep uploading new
Yeah.
episodes here. Anyway, if you like our podcast, consider donating to our Patreon as well.
Please.
and
What do Patreon members get,
speaking-
Anthong?
Oh,
Speaking of that, yeah.
Well, guess who has the Patreon page open?
Oh my god.
So,
It's Anthong.
Oh, right, forgot. Thank you so much, Karen, for joining us today.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Wait, was
I
this
had a good
Demon
time.
Dice Karen?
Is it Demon Dice Karen?
No, it's not me. It's not a demon dice. It's just a gremlin, a tired gremlin child female
Demon
living in
Dice
Tokyo.
kakoi to kawaii.
Kawaii. Kawaii.
Oh my god,
Arigato.
the famous
love her.
Demon Dice. I can't
Oh my
believe
god.
you were
Can I have your
here.
autograph?
Can I have your
I
notes?
can't. Y'all simping too hard. I fucking love y'all. Listen, man. You can't simp for
Oh,
me
I
when I'm
simp all
simping
day
for
for
you.
you,
It doesn't
girl.
work like that.
We simp so hard for you, Karen.
But I
Simp
simp for
this,
you
simp
guys. It's a
anything for you.
paradox. Simping paradox.
Simp this, simp that. I simply want to be held in her arms again.
That's really sweet. I love that, Anthong. I love all
so
of you. Thank you for having me.
Seasons. Okay. Anyway.
Ooh. Thank you for having me.
Anyways, so yeah, you're welcome. Let's go to Patreons. Our Patreons.
Let's go to our Patreon, yeah.
Okay, so our $5 supporters, which are the Boba Tea. Yeah, I'm just doing $5 and $10. Okay, the Boba Tea. Wonder Blanket, thank you. Matt
Thank
Barton,
you.
We'll say
Matt Barton.
we should probably say thank you at the end. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it. This is like,
Thank you.
This is like when in class when someone like does you all clap and it's at the end.
At the
Okay.
end.
At the end. Wonder Blanket, Matt Barton, B. Kenneth Schmidt, Catherine, Davey Smith, Oz Rasgris, Cyrus Cairns. Is that right? Zarv, Michael Lubina. Is that right that time? Did I pronounce the?
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Go
thank
on.
God. Okay, good. Okay. Donald Price, Headphonics, Michael too.
Hell yeah.
Fade. Oh no, wait. I'm going into $10 territory. I was just going. Sorry. It ended
Damn,
with.
you were in the zone.
I was. It ended with Catherine. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, guys.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I knew how to read for a little too long there. Okay, and then
fine.
for our $10.
Every dollar goes towards Anthong's literacy program. Sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
please support it. He does not know how to read.
I only know how to look at numbers
For
and be like,
only
that
cents
seems...
a day. You
only
can.
cents.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, this entire time when I just message you guys, I've been guessing. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just hoping it makes sense.
That's fine.
And then we have our $10 Earl Grey tea supporters: Davey Smith, Oz Rasgris, Sinus Cairns, Zarv, Michael Lubina, Donald Price, Headphonics, Michael Toe, Fade, Keo Villamayor, Oka Mines, Steve
Yeah.
Shaughnessy, and Nevin.
Nevin.
Hey, your name said 5 times on the podcast. That's dope.
Damn.
Me.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's why you paid $10.
That's why you paid
Okay. So do we want to choose one to do tarot card reading? Because I have it on my phone. So let's do Matt Barton. So Matt, think in your mind a yes or no question. Think for a little bit as I draw the card. And ooh, it's upside down. Okay. So what you got, Matt, was the 3 of Wands reversed. So what this means is that so though you have made the plans and are looking towards the far future, you are encountering many obstacles and blockages that you did not expect. Remember that these obstacles are all part of the story and that they are meant and that you these are all part of the stories that you are meant to tell. So yeah, you know, it's just talking about you're gonna have frustration, you're gonna have delays, but it's all part of, you know, the bigger picture. It may seem like a struggle right now. Obviously, we're in a pandemic, you know, but things will pass, you know, and you're gonna hopefully get to the place that you want to be. So I think it's just normal news. I don't think it's anything to be scared of, you know. Unless you're like keeping a dead body like in the basement.
Yeah,
then this
watch
would be a
out.
sign. That would be a sign to like, you know, burn it. But yeah, that's good. Should I read? Do you want me to read you, Anthong?
I was thinking about it. I can take absolutely no criticism right now, so let's save it.
Let's do Karen. Let's do Karen.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
do
Karen.
Karen.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
Let's just do Karen. Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Karen.
You're fine. You're fine, Anthong.
So actually, Karen, I'm gonna give you a choice. So we can just do general, or we can do love, career, growth, or spiritual. And we can do it's just
Oh
a
my
yes or no.
God.
So whatever you
There's
want.
so many. All right. Well, since this is, to me, this is for fun, let's
Okay.
do love. Let's do love. Let's get it spicy in here.
All right.
Oh
all
my
right.
god.
Okay.
We're gonna know more about Owl.
So, so okay, for
What do you
this,
mean?
for this is gonna be 3 cards. So it's not
Okay.
just gonna be 1 card, yes or no. So it's gonna be a short reading of your relationship dynamics.
Okay.
So
All right.
okay,
Here we go.
here we go for Karen. Okay. So the first one is you. So for you, we got, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got the 8 of Cups reversed. So this is going to describe your role in the relationship, how you perceive yourself, and how that would affect, that relationship. So this one is confusion, fear of the unknown, fear of loss. Though you have come to terms with understanding that sometimes walking away is necessary to your well-being, part of you is still on the fence. You're afraid of losing what you already have accumulated. You drift back and forth between making the decision to cut your losses or stay in a bad situation. So that's you as a person right now.
Okay,
so it's,
gotcha.
It's like, I don't want to lose anything, but I'm also afraid to like not do anything. So that's you.
Okay.
This one is going to be the dynamics. So how you would describe this relationship and what are the characteristics of it.
All right.
What's funny is that this one's actually the lovers reversed. So it's a loss of balance, one-sidedness, disharmony. So, I'm really sorry. Okay, I know this is like really coming out of left field. So in a partnership, there may be a sense of feeling like one party is giving or taking too much. Are the feelings in your relationship mutual, or conversely, there might be disagreements between either two parts within yourself or amongst a relationship. So this is either within you solely, or it's, what do you call it? Katamoy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a one-sided love?
One-sided love, baby.
Yes, baby. So I think that's a very accurate description.
It sounds about right.
So, okay, this one is the final one. This one is the partner. So this says about them. So what is their relationship, their role in the relationship? How do you perceive the partner and how does this affect that relationship? So this is actually the Six of Wands. It represents victory, success, public reward. So it's after a tough battle. The Six of Wands represents a very public celebration of a victory. It is achievement as well as recognition for one's achievements. So
I'm gonna leave.
It's really vague. It's really vague because I feel like for them, this could either mean like, they had a lot of achievements lately, or it can mean something just really positive, I guess.
Yeah.
How you perceive them, like this could really just be your perception of them, how they're successful or victorious and things like that,
Right.
So yeah, take that as you will.
Thanks. This is surprisingly accurate, I gotta say. I know that's how this is supposed to go. It's supposed to be surprisingly accurate, but I'm drawing lots of...
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. To be honest, these for me, I'm not a super superstitious person, but like I tend to like want to read these to know like what... If I'm confused about something, I'm like, what do I actually want the answer to be? And if the answer is different for what I want it to be, then I'm like, oh, okay, now I know. This pisses me off. Like, so
now you have the power to change it, to go forth and do something about it.
Change the future.
Change the future.
Karen.
Actually, my good friend, my good buddy, Il Bell, told me a saying. And he said to me, he said, the one way to predict the future is to create it.
Ooh.
Is what he said to me.
Damn, bro.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's the way. All y'all out there, to predict the future, you must create it. So future's in your hands. Go for it, Mang. You can do it.
Go for it, man. Yeah, same to you, Karen.
Yeah, exactly. Go after him now.
Okay, I'm working it. Hey, every
like have a
day
little trap.
progress is made. Every day progress is made. So you know what?
That's wonderful. That's beautiful, Karen. I think that's a nice note to end on. Every day.
I think so,
It's a very nice note to end on. Yeah,
We're all making progress,
Yep.
So,
we are.
how would you
Even
like
if you
to
regress a
end
bit,
this?
that's fine too.
How would we like to end this?
We all
It's in your
dab
hands.
and then we end.
No, I swear to God.
That was really that was enlightening.
powerful.
Thanks. I tried really hard thinking of that.
Hell
I think
yeah.
we're all just gonna talk about stuff for a little bit more in private because I think some of us are a little worked up.
Yeah,
That's
this is a
fine.
long
That's
episode,
fine.
Yeah,
It's
This
okay.
was a bit long.
I get
it. But yeah,
But it will
we
be long.
talk to you guys next week.
Next
It
month.
happens. It's the best of us.
That's good.
We'll talk to you guys next month. See you
talk
guys on the
soon.
live stream. Bye.
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 Peace out.